Och vi är live på internet.
Welcome to the conclusion of our short Call of Cthulhu adventure of Peaceful Help. We'll go straight into the scene where we left our players last time, where they got a trove of information, but so far no sign of the fabled Necronomicon.
So, I'm not quite sure what our plan is, but I'm gathering that someone should maybe go to this Franklin's house.
That's a marvelous idea. I think we should maybe split up a little bit though to cover some ground. I've just got this feeling I should check out the university and actually have a look at the Necronomicon they have. It might be some clues who have had a look at it before.
And maybe, I don't know, can you maybe look at the illustrations in it? Because maybe there are some differences from the original. I mean, obviously I wouldn't know, but maybe is there anything in this notebook about the illustrations or something that we can ask this Mr. Franklin, or well, not Mr. Franklin, Mr. Blaine, and the other boy?
Stuart. Yes, there's some notes on some of the wood carvings that we used. It looks like some of the notes they made have sort of
whatever you have on the information.
And apparently some of them appears to have be the same, and also some appears to be different. So, well, that wouldn't be too surprising. I mean, if there were elaborate works with making the copies, someone might have probably engraved different wood carvings, most very likely from explanations or description in the text. So it would be artists' impersonations both times. But yeah.
All right, give me the notes, Rebecca Day, and I do not like you wandering off to an unknown location.
Well, I will join my dear sister. No problem about that. I wouldn't want her
because I don't think
spelunking into some dark corner where, well, God knows who and what would do what and how and who with her.
I'm a decent scaring me, Mark.
What?
I don't like the sound of that.
The sound of what? I'm just being a concerned brother.
And I appreciate it, truly, I do.
Thank you.
Right. We will then go our separate ways. I will check out the Miskatonic University and have a gander at the Necronomicon and see whoever else, if there is any information, if anybody else has had a look at it. If I can just pick out anything.
Anything.
Where should we meet after?
Yes. We can gather in the lounge for lunch at the hotel. Would that be
an excellent idea?
Yeah.
By the way, what time of day are we right now?
It's early.
Sometime before lunch.
Yeah, about 2 hours to lunch.
Yeah, because you were hungover, so we probably got up a little later than.
Yeah, about 2 hours till you would have lunch.
Yeah. Okay.
11 o'clock, so you probably have lunch around 1 o'clock. So yeah, about 2 hours to lunch.
Well, that should give us enough time to get there and here and do a bit of investigation, I think. If not, we will wait for each other.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right. Well, happy hunting.
Happy hunting.
You too.
Well, you split up, and we'll start with the Davenport siblings. So the address you have for this Franklin Blaine, the art student who's been technical advisor for Mr. Miller, appears to be the area of French Hill of Arkham, somewhere around Powder Mill Street. Now, you're walking, so it takes you a little while, but not too far. You're not that far away.
I'm sorry, Mark.
It's actually back towards the hotel, go past the hotel, and a little bit north, and there you are. French Hill is a district. It's mostly brick houses with gambrel roofs, and occasional Georgian manor popping up here and there. You find this street you're looking for, and you walk up it, and you notice how lots of these houses perch perilously close to the edge of the hill. It really is a large hill in the middle of Arkham. Some of the houses lean towards each other, creating narrow archways. And as you find the entrance to Mr. Blaine's apartment, it's pretty much just following a set of stairs that narrowly creeps upwards and ends in a doorway. It says F. Blaine at the top apartment. So you walk up, your steps creak on the hall and the stairs, and you come up the hallway to a loft apartment. And lo and behold, just as you found Henry Miller's apartment, you can see that the lock here has been forced and the door is slightly ajar.
Oh.
I'll hold you like shoulder and hide behind your back. Peeking out.
I will have my No, I don't carry a shotgun like this.
It's in your car.
It's in my car. I knock at the door.
No answer. You can hear the knock echoing from the room.
Do you think there's anyone there?
Are there anyone in there?
Quiet as a tomb.
I slightly push the door.
It creaks open and you can look in. It's no lights are turned out, but still it's quite a lit apartment. It's the top, like a studio apartment with a loft. It's one big apartment. There's large skylights in the ceiling, letting the sun come in. The smell of paint thinners and paint hits you the second you open the door. This is clearly an artist's place. You can see in the one corner a mattress has been slung up for sort of sleeping area, while the rest of the place is scattered with everything you might think an artist would have. You see a painting in progress that's standing on a mount. You see pallets, you see paint, you see rags, you see it's quite messy. Also hard to say if this has been ransacked or it just lives like throw away everything on the floor and stuff like that. There's also a door leading into a little section of room, which is clearly the bathroom.
Well, the door is open, so this is not breaking an entry. Might as well go in.
No.
So I take the first step in the door.
Yeah. Well, you walk in. There's quite a lot of, like I said, finished paintings in process, a lot of empty canvases. They're stacked on the floor to the ceiling. You also see that there's all the drawers are open, like if someone had been going through them, and as well as yeah.
This looks familiar. This looks kind of like Henry's apartment.
It does, doesn't it?
Someone really has been looking for. Do you think it's the book they've been looking for?
Yeah.
Or something else?
No, it's definitely the book. Definitely. But one thing I'm really curious about is the painting. There was a painting that started here.
Yeah.
What does this painting depict?
Okay, it looks hurriedly made. I mean, especially you, Rebecca, who's adapted, knows a bit about art through your work. It looks like hurriedly slapdashly painted. It's large title. It's titled 616. It's appears to be sort of a building, but with sort of an overlay, like a grid system overlay over the building. It's very strange.
This isn't any type of art. It's kind of, well, this is not a period piece, is what I'm trying to say.
No.
This looks like some modernistic thing.
Do you spend a lot of time looking at the picture, or do you just like casually glance over?
No,
it?
I think I'm definitely captured by this modern piece. Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, it's titled 616. You also notice that it's signed very elaborately, and it's not signed by Franklin Bain's name. However, it's signed by Melvin Dewey.
Melvin Dewey.
Actually, you can go ahead and roll a library or roll, or actually both of you, but especially particularly you, Rebecca, library use. Either that or just a general knowledge roll.
Ariane, can you roll for me, please?
I rolled a 25
60.
for me.
Mhm.
And a 28 for Rebecca. So
Okay.
actually, I managed the roll.
What is it? Below half of mine has 65, so it's yeah.
No, it's below what you have. So that's
Yeah.
good. Well, you both actually know this, that Melvin Dewey, isn't that the guy who invented the Dewey Decimal System?
The Dewey Decimal System? What? This rings a bell, but unfortunately, the player does not know what that is.
Well, you know well what it is, Rebecca. It's the system in which libraries tend to organize their library books. In
Silly
general,
brother, it's the system that libraries use.
you can roll idea or spot hidden, whatever you have most in.
Yeah, I'll do a spot hidden then.
Yeah.
Dear brother, please roll.
55 for my
Yeah,
dear
that's-
sister,
Thank you.
and
It's a success.
85 for me. So I'm still pondering the Dewey, Huey, and Louis decimal system.
Conundrum.
You managed to pass your roll, right,
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Okay. There's something really familiar about the shape of that roof of that building, and something familiar with the grid overlays.
Is
And
it angles?
thinking back to it, it looks like the building you saw, the roof of going across the place you just came from, the boarding room, where the three people were. And it very much looks like someone's painted the building on the opposite side of the block there. And
Okay.
wait, this overlay you see here looks kind of like street overlays. That might be the streets of Arkham in the area you were. And
I'll tell.
you remember it's a part of the college. You remember it's at a medical school building. Yeah, it really is. And this.
Why?
So it almost looks like someone's drawn a map where this building that's been drawing it fits the overlay grid, the street grid system.
But why?
Yeah.
Well, you could try an idea or
I can roll an idea. If
How
I
do you
have
roll
one.
an idea?
let's see. You roll for the int, which is also works as I'd like idea.
Oh.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that's int.
Roll below
This is-
what? The simple, the hard, or the complete impossible?
We can. It's simple enough.
So 49 for me, and die on the floor. 70 for my dear sister.
Okay, I got 75, so barely.
Actually, this seems like some sort of hurriedly made, elaborate treasure map.
Oh, where is the X?
616 actually sounds
What is
like
that
a
number?
grouping of the theme grouping of for the duodecimal system, which deals with religious and item stuff, because that's how it's well, that's how the system works. You group the different subjects into numerical value, and this has to do with medical, like the relation religion and religion to medicinal purposes. And if it's a medical school, it's pretty certain that it would be a library attached to it.
Also in the fragment of Papyrus 115, but that's not revealed until 2005, so never mind. I do not know that this is another interpretation of the number of the beast.
Is there any medical schools in this town?
Yeah, it's that the building that's been depicted over there is part of the campus.
Oh,
It's a medical.
sorry,
so-
I missed that from the first time you said that. Okay. Dear brother, I think maybe we should,
Head to
after
school.
lunch, of course, go back to school. Yes, well, maybe the first time for you, but
I've attended several schools, my dear sister.
attended, I'm sure.
You look
More like
around there.
conquests.
You looking around the rest of the apartment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you find of. I don't know, the other thing you actually find of interest to sort of give a hint of sort of character to Mr. Blaine is he's made several sketches, like herd sketches, the sort of thing you might doodle when you're bored or if you're just practicing of a cabin. And it's clearly the same cabin in all the places. It's
In the woods.
probably there you can see woods in the background. It's mostly made with a pencil or with yeah.
And this is just on his notes? Or?
Yeah, like in his notebook, you see like sort of you find a large sort of sketchbook and sort of with jot down ideas and it goes through and clearly.
Is it like
over time.
compulsory? Like
No, that's not compulsory.
so
It's more
many
like
that
you're drawing the same motif over and over and over again, different angles for passing time or practice or just for fun. But you really get a clear sense of that this is from an actual place. This is
right.
somewhere. Probably somewhere where someone has been a lot, because some it's very detail oriented, like it's been drawn from life, but other students more just quickly drawn from memory.
There is nothing in this apartment that says anything or gives any more clues to the angles that Henry Miller was talking about.
No. Yeah, you might know,
Or
might
the
be some,
Necronomicon for that matter.
so
Specifically towards that.
Yeah, no, nothing that leaps to your forefront of your mind about that here. It might be some in all the notes you've found, but it would take time to go through them.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Can I do like one final overall spot hidden
Yeah,
in
go
the
ahead.
apartment? See if we're missing anything. Going room to room. Oh yeah. My dice. Spot hidden.
I have a tendency to throw the dice on the floor. I'm sorry.
I hear that. They're not good decisions. If it's on the floor, it counts.
No,
58.
that's better. 58. Okay, I guess it's a success.
No, not that you could say can see where that makes immediate connection to the case. You do, however, find an address book with names and address, different names and addresses, and you notice that one of them has the same last name as Franklin.
Blaine.
Might be a relative or something like that.
Okay.
It's local. It's here in Arkham.
Yeah. I have an address book, brother. I don't know, but maybe we can.
Sorry, I was busy searching for wine.
No, you find a lot of empty wine bottles, a lot of empty bottles of liquor, but there's no full one.
Well, this has been useless then. No wine, no booze.
What's that? I mean, we do have this weird painting.
Weird painting, yes, of course. Cabin in the woods, and you got something.
Can we? Is it on a frame?
No, it's not on a frame at all. It's just standing like where you drew it.
But it's like canvas, right?
Yeah, it's canvas. It's not that big. It's like.
Can we? Do we dare? I mean, Rebecca probably doesn't dare, but maybe Mark dares to kind of roll it together and take it with you.
Oh yes, definitely. I steal both the weird 616 painting and the sketches of the cabin in the woods.
Okay. Yeah, you roll it up and put it in a backpack or the trunk that you got the rest of the information.
I mean, him being an artist, he must have like these tubes, right?
Yeah, there's loads of like that, like lots of transportation for both finish and like for loads of them lying about, strewn around.
Right.
Well,
I mean, I don't like us stealing things, but I think thank you, Mark.
Well, it's not stealing if the door is open.
I think it's still stealing.
Nope.
I don't be breaking and entering, but it's definitely stealing.
It's the 3-second rules. If you hold it
Yes.
for 3 seconds, it is yours.
I mean, while Mark was doing it, Rebecca probably was like standing like this and
Definitely.
yeah.
Okay, well, over to you, Matilda. It's quite a short walk over to the campus area from the boarding room you were. Actually, it's you walk into the nice landscaped area and head towards what part do you want to go to the library? Well, the building.
Well, I think that would be the most sensible place to start, anyways, because I think that's if there's going to be any information in this location, I think that's the best spot to start. So, library it is.
Yeah, it's a lovely large stone building with a dome in the center and two wings out to the side. You walk into the large door into the reception area. There's a library employee sitting behind a counter. It's a woman in her early 30s, thin, hair done up, spectacles. She's loudly stamping something, like, and looks up to you. Yes, miss, how may I help you?
My name is Lady Winchester.
Certainly. And
And I'm here acquiring about a book.
certainly. Are you a student, miss?
I am an author and I'm doing some research about rare books, especially rare books in this beautiful county. And I have been told you are in the possession of quite a little gem.
Well, in that case, since you're not a student and you're looking for rare books, maybe I should direct you to the director of the library, and he might answer you any questions you might have.
That would be terribly kind of you.
Certainly. That would be Professor. Let's see here. The GM's got a bit of a note issue. See, that would be Dr. Henry Armitage. It's
Armitage.
it's if you just walk over there, follow the corridor, and you see his name on the door, and just give it a knock. He's sitting in there.
Well, thank you so much and have a beautiful afternoon.
No. She goes back to loudly stamping whatever she's stamping, and it's like it's ringing out into the into the building here.
It's
You can see
a library, man.
Yeah. You can see students sitting at the workstations and with books on both the wings stretching out to the sides.
Yeah.
You come over, you knock on the door, you hear a voice that says, "Enter."
I opened the door with confidence.
A man looks up from behind the desk. He appears to be in his mid-60s. He's got white beard, glasses, completely bald on top, dressed in a nice suit. Come in, miss. Please sit down.
You.
1 second. Been a busy morning.
Oh, I do not want to take a lot of your time. Doctor or Professor Armitage?
He smiles and sets down the notes and leans back. Yes, so how may I help you, miss?
You see, I've been told that you have quite the extensive collections of rarer books in this library.
Oh, we have a pleasure, yes.
Yes, I'm an author myself, you see, and I'm doing a little bit of research.
Yes, that's right. You write about Egyptian, mainly about Egyptian historical period.
Yes.
I do believe you have some of your textbooks here.
Oh.
You know something familiar with your name? Yes, but sorry, I'm interrupting. Please continue.
If you need to sign a copy, I will be happy to oblige. But yes, I've been told that you have a copy of the Necronomicon in your possession in this library.
He seems a bit surprised because he does. Well, yes. When it was brought to my attention that one for a while back. A lot of interest in that book recently, it appears. Well, yes, we do own it.
Really? There's been interest?
Yes, two gentlemen has been here to see it. In one is an old professor I know. His name is Henry Samuels, and the other was a Henry Miller. So Samuel Stewart and Henry Miller. Yeah, sorry, yes, Samuel Stewart, Henry Miller. That's the two of them. They've both been here studying it for a while. They first contacted us by letter. I do believe I have that letter. He opens up yes. I tried to see. I mean, certainly it's an old book, probably a rare one to appear as well. But why they're so frightfully interested in it, I'm uncertain. I do believe they were checking something about in relation to some other copies of it.
Yes, I've been told there's a few copies about, but they're hard and few apart. They're hard to come by and few apart. Uh, would it be perhaps possible for me to have a look at your copy?
Well, we normally don't let people handle the rarer volumes offhand, but I'll tell you what, Miss Winchester, given that you are a bit of an academic yourself, I'll accompany you so you can have a look at it. If you would please
I do
follow me.
appreciate it. Of course.
He gets up and leads you.
As we're walking, can I ask him something?
Yeah. You can talk. He's not walking briskly. I think he's like walking by your side.
I don't know what your expertise is or anywhere else in the staff here in the library, but more books about, lore, folklore, witchcraft.
Oh yeah, we have quite a few historical books on that. I mean, this being so close to Salem, and also given Arkham's own from that. If you're interested, I have a perfect book for that, summoning up a lot of sort of local history. That actually written by Mr. Samuel Stewart himself. Part of his doctoral thesis he did when he was a student here.
Interesting. You see, I'm more specifically interested in ritualistic activities.
Oh, I'm certain
Like
that certain deals with that
pentagrams.
to some extent in it. Most of them have some form of description of which rituals and stuff like that. I mean, but I don't know offhand of any. It's not my particular forte. So I can't.
Well, if you have a section on this, I might just take a glance at that as well when I'm here.
Well, most of it we find either in the religious section or in the local historical section. So one of those will probably be your best bet to take a look at it.
Right, quite right.
Actually, books Mr. Stewart and Mr. Miller were checking out, since they also appear to be interested in that.
Oh, if you're so inclined, I would appreciate it.
And
yes.
Oh, here we are. Just one moment, right here. I'll go and fetch the book. He leaves you at a little workstation, a little with a chair, with a place to place the book, with a sort of like little book holder. It takes a little while, and it comes back carrying this large packet. It's enclosed in cloth over it. He puts it down. He takes out a pair of gloves and gives to you, and he puts on a pair of gloves himself, white gloves, and he takes the cloth away, and you see the book in front of you. It's a large book. It's in the leather bind. It's black. It's actually quite intriguing. You feel this sort of drawn to it, actually. And he opens it. You can see the printing in Latin.
Is it like handwritten?
No, it's printed. It's a printed version. It's like from a printing press, yeah.
And this was the Greek version, right?
No, the Greek version is the one you are looking for. This is the.
Yeah.
I pick up the notes that Rebecca gave me, and can I do an intelligence type of investigation roll to see if there's anything popping out?
Yeah, sure. That's there you can find it to look if you use I mean it's hard to it's reading is difficult. I mean the way it printed
I'm viewing it to
yeah.
see if there's anything that like my trained eye in bookish stuff. If there's something that pops out as abnormal, super different, anything that screams hello, clue.
Yeah.
So what role would you prefer me to do?
You probably do hit. That's a good intent. Spots hidden, perhaps, would be covering that, or
I'll do a spot.
also perhaps if you could use interesting question.
Library use?
Yeah, library uses, but in whichever is large, most of it.
Oh, that's spot hidden any day of the week.
Right, go for that.
We'll spot and some hidden.
Yeah. And
50s. No. I have a 46. I rolled a 56.
You can use some points to get a 1 success.
Oh, how
yeah,
do I
do
use
you
points?
really want?
No, I
don't know.
use that. Do
A lot
I?
of points.
Is that the luck points?
Yeah, because you spend the difference. So if you roll 56, you have to spend 10 luck points.
Oh, that's a lot. Never mind. You never get them back, do you?
You do.
you?
They gradually come back, but it might take some time. I mean, not during this session. So.
No.
Well, I'm thinking this is the only time we're really going to look at this copy. I'm going to spend 10.
Yeah.
I'm spending 10. I am gambling some stuff. Hazard for doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm spending the difference so I can get success.
Okay, let me just find it quickly here. Okay. It's been rebound. You can actually notice that the book has been rebound, so it's not in its original cover. It's probably done maybe 100 years ago, maybe 200 years ago. It's hard
You
to
can
tell.
see that on the stitch. Well, you can see a little bit on the stitching.
In a goat skin. You can say it like that. It's got a false title. It's not titled the Necronomicon. It's titled Islam, and it's got this is clearly written in embossed gold in front. It's appeared to be a very good condition actually, and be quite complete. The pages are remarkably well kept. Except for that, it's been rebound. It's a very beautiful, beautiful piece. You notice some wood carvings there and there, and actually, you see the symbol that you found, or that Rebecca found on her father's desk.
The statue thing.
No, the
notes?
Sort of pentagram-looking
thing.
With the lion. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
You notice that it's in there.
I can't remember. Did you have those notes, or did I have packed those?
You gave them all to me.
Yeah. Okay.
So I actually have them on me. Oh, I don't have them on me. That would be ridiculous. They're in the hotel.
Yeah.
Intriguing. In what kind of context is this symbol popping up? I can't read the book, but does it?
Well, how well is your Latin? Do you have Latin?
Let's have a look.
You probably know some Latin. It would be quite possible you know some Latin, but it's
languages.
Yeah, other languages.
Latin. I have 26, so I can do a roll.
Yeah, you can do a roll.
Cross fingers.
Can I give my points to her?
I rolled a 5.
Wow.
And I have,
oh yes.
and I have 26.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's actually more than good enough. It's hard to read the lines running into each other, like they're not clear, make any spaces, and it's Latin from that period, which is also. But you managed to read it. Yes. It just describe a bit about the item. It seems to be some sort of invocation, actually. It is written there. I shall find you.
That's
it's called.
foreboding invocation. So that
Yeah, it
makes
looks
me
like
think
that. It
a
looks like some sort
spell.
of ritualistic describing. You find out that it's called the sign of the elder, or perhaps maybe the elder sign. It's more correct description of it.
Okay. As
And
I
yeah,
read, pardon, just I'm interrupting.
no. Yeah, and it's supposed to be some sort of made into some sort of. It can be sort of used sort of as a protection or like a binding property. So it might be.
Okay.
And it also like it's been something about making paths or closing gates, as you can sort of like blocking paths and making gates, sort of a protection warding feel to it. Is
Okay.
what it seems to
Okay.
be describing.
There's no mention of angles.
No, not like that. No, for nothing like that.
Okay.
Not for this cursory glance. There might be something in there, but like I said, we're talking like 700 pages.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I.
It's a thick book,
Yeah. Okay. So
but not
I
in
know.
relation to this particular the symbol. No specific mention of angles other than that it might be used to close gates or close paths.
Okay.
The exact meaning of it. It's a bit hard to extract.
Okay. So I get what I could get from the book, and when I'm done with it, if it doesn't do anything fucking crazy, I will just do a quick look in their more dark arts, which lore book section. Just quickly scanning to see if I find anything about rituals that can remind me of what we saw in the house.
Okay.
I'm not spending because I don't have the time. It's just like a hit, like a thought that it can hurt to see if they've been inspired by something since they've been here.
Yeah. Well, you check it out and you find nothing directly to that. In that sense, you might probably you find like description of witches, ritual stuff like that, but nothing in that matter. However, you have a feeling that if you had more time with the Necronomicon, you might have found something there, because that seems the way those descriptions and symbols were laid out. That seems more akin to what they were doing than anything here.
I'm gathering that has more thickness. That aspect, but based on the time frame and that my character really doesn't know that.
No.
Is that she was I got what I could get from the book at
for that time.
Like
you said, it's clear these people like Henry Miller and Simon Stewart clearly spent days and days and weeks, and still weren't done in their sort of. It would take a long time to thoroughly go through that book, to put it like that.
It's clearly fascinating. It's clearly interesting, and there's clearly a reason why people are getting there's knickers in a bunch over these tubes. But when I'm done, I graciously thank the professor.
It's interesting to meet an economical-minded person. He carefully packs the book back in, and I hope it did help.
Oh, it definitely shone sunlight on my research for my book. So I'm very grateful, sir.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the result when it's finished. He smiles and he walks up with a book. It's like greets you goodbye and leaves you.
Tally who?
And at this time, it's actually probably time to go back to meet the others at lunch.
Yeah.
So you all reconvene back at the hotel in the lunch room. When you come in there, Rebecca, you see Rebecca sitting at the table waiting. You see Mark lounging, his best slouched look, and Attila comes in and sits down, and we all serve tea and some whatever we want for lunch.
Cucumber sandwiches.
Okay, yeah. Cucumber sandwiches.
Tilda, looking absolutely bookish, and I mean that as a compliment.
In the bestest way. Right. I'm sure you have found some clues to this mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. We found at least several.
You look like a cat that has caught a mouse, Mark.
No,
So,
I'm more the cat that caught the pajama.
well, spill the beans.
Or the painting, or the treasure map.
Yes. And
Really?
a
Yes.
somewhat obscure clue that it might not even be anything, but there was a sketch of a cabin in the woods.
Well, more like several.
Sketches of the cabin in the woods, yes.
A cabin in the woods.
Yes, but that's only a small part of it. The biggest and most, how do you say it?
Get to it, brother.
Oh yes, we find this rather large painting, and he rolls up the canvas.
And these numbers,
Peculiar.
I think they correlate to maybe, well, this is a medical school, and it probably has a library. So if we take the name of the author and, well, at least the signature, and then we put it together with the numbers, I think that should give us some clue when we get there.
Clever.
What she
Rebecca.
said.
Clever indeed.
So, but I don't know.
Well,
If
it's
for
better
certain.
than nothing. It seems your investigation bore more fruit than mine. The only thing I can say is the Necronomicon they have is very interesting. And if the one we are now sort of chasing is even better still, it's quite the tune. What I could get for my little time with the book, the sign, Rebecca, that your dad left.
Oh,
It is
the ones
depicted.
I doodled in his notes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's depicted in the Necronomicon, and I managed to dissect and translate a little bit of its meaning.
Huh.
Do tell.
It's called the sign of the elder, or the elder sign, and it's almost like a protection glyph. It's a opening, no, closing of gates, shoving off path, kind of thing.
Keeper.
Yes.
Have I ever heard about an elder sign or anything like that?
No. Well, I can have seen that. You can roll a cult.
Can I roll occult as well?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I think you're the only one that's going to get that one.
I have 48. I rolled a 24.
Way!
You heard some in the occult circles you move in mention it, like as a sort of protection to ward against evil, sort
Yeah.
of
A sort of a mixture between
never
a
seen it drawn
pentacle
out.
and the evil eye. Or a protection against the evil eye, I'm thinking.
Do you say this out loud, Mark?
Yeah, because he has no inner monologue.
No,
And
no.
I'm
Stacey,
guessing, because I have 10, so whatever you're going to roll, I probably will not hit that mark.
Why?
Well, I did roll a 3.
So then I
And you
don't
know-
feel stupid.
Same as he. You also heard it mentioned as a protection, sort of protection as against the evil, against to ward off or to close the gates through people. Well, to the other side.
I think Father did some research and maybe some other books or at some other time about this as well. Maybe that's why I drew that. I don't know. There must be a connection there.
Or
Whatever was
he's
he?
been
Well-
fearful of something.
The
I
5-pointed
I
star.
never mentioned the Necronomicon as something that he would chase or go after, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, the
But Emma,
5-pointed star
this-
is used in a lot of cultures,
Yeah.
of course, but not with the eye in the middle. That's rather peculiar.
It doesn't mean that he was chasing the Necronomicon, Rebecca did. It just means that he searched for protection.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Definitely.
But right, okay. Hospital, library,
School of Medicine.
Medical school.
right.
Yeah.
Are we in agreement that that will be the next logical step in our
Medical school,
investigation?
yes.
mean,
Also,
it is
I
the
want
only
to
thing we
show
have.
this picture of the cabin in the woods for the concierge. Maybe this is...
Oh,
Unknown location?
very
Yes.
clever, Mark.
I'm not as stupid as I
Clever.
should be.
This is also true.
Yes,
Right. Shall we do that on the way out?
of course.
Perfect.
Well, we can't let the food go cold.
No, it's cold. It's cucumber sandwich, but that's fine.
But
The
the
tea
cucumber
around
sandwich
is
is
cold.
not the
Potato
same
and
without a pimp's
parsnip.
cup.
Soup.
We're hoity-toity. We are eating cucumber sandwiches.
Jesus.
Hoity-toity.
High tea. Well, you finish your lunch and you head out. You stop by the concierge desk. And, Mr. Davenport, what may I do for you, sir?
Well, I have come upon this sketch in my search for well, stuff.
Seems to be a very talented artist in that.
In my stuff.
In my search for stuff.
Well, he really doesn't need to know what I'm searching for, and I really points that out by saying this.
Yeah. Look, the concierge does not like he's got a poker face. You know, he doesn't. It doesn't seem strange to him. He doesn't seem surprised. He doesn't judge. He's like completely stone faced and with a smile, with a smile.
Yeah. Have you seen this cabin before? Know the location of it?
No, I cannot say I do have, sir.
Well, it was worth a try. I was in the
Do you have any more details about it? Any more some names or anything else? I might look into it and see what I can find out for this good sir. But judging by the side of it, no, I do not.
No. Well, it doesn't matter. I will continue my search for stuff.
I'll poke Mark's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder.
Both.
Yeah.
Poke.
Big Mark might need that a little extra hinting.
I'll take off the notebook with the name and point out the name of was it
Franklin
Blaine? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, do you think it's a family cabin?
There might well be. There's a lot of cabins in the immediate area around here from the rich families of Arkham. Most of them.
Can you have a runner for me deliver a letter and ask promptly for a reply?
Certainly, miss. That would be no problem at all.
And I'll just...
Rebecca, what's Rebecca there? I go a bit closer to her and whisper very loud to everyone.
I don't know if we have the time to go visiting like all the family of this poor boy, but I'm just thinking that if it's their family cabin, maybe Franklin Blaine is at that cabin. But in order to find that cabin and find him, if that's what we even want to do, because I don't know, maybe we could get an address from whoever's relative is in this book, this address book.
There's also another way of doing that, but I'm not sure if you want to do that.
Do I have to see more people?
Oh no, Rebecca dear. It's showing our cards maybe a bit too soon. But we have Mr. Bishop's resources at our disposal.
And can you paint me a picture?
Well, he says he's got means and persons to help in the investigation, right?
Right.
Maybe it would be beneficial to send a runner to ask him about this specific cabin, to see if he has the means of finding it out fairly quickly. But that's giving a lot of information to a man that we're not sure if we trust or not.
Yeah, because that's what I thought you felt or thought about him?
I'm-
You don't
I'm
like him very much.
I'm very cautious because he's very slick. That does not mean that he hasn't got, good intentions. It just mean I don't understand why he's so forthcoming. But if he's going to be forthcoming, we can test him with this.
I'll slide the paper and pen over to you. Well,
Right.
and I think it's better coming from you.
Are we in agreement, Mark?
Why not?
Right. I quickly jot down. Do we want to send the painting with the runner?
Not the painting. No.
The
No,
sketch.
just
Well, you
sketch.
can. You have many. You have multiple sketches of the same, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll send a sketch. I jot down the name, and I ask Mr. Bishop kindly that we are searching for this cabin. Could he possibly help us in this endeavor so we can get on with our investigation?
Okay. Now you write it down. You put it in an envelope along with the sketch. You fold it up and you hand it back to the concierge. We'll make sure it's delivered with runner.
Promptly, please.
I shall
Yeah.
deliver it. I shall run and deliver it momentarily.
Excellent. We will get
and
back
please-
here when we're done.
Yes, please ask for a hasty reply.
Yes, indeed. It's of quite urgency.
I shall make sure that the runner understands. And perhaps
I'm thinking, I'm just again talking to them because I really want to see if this might give me an indication of Mr. Bishop's intentions. If we don't hear from him, well, then he's playing with a stacked deck. If we hear from him, then maybe he's trustworthy. I don't know.
We'll see.
It's worth the try, I think. We can't be everywhere at the same time.
Nope.
And I think your lead is the strongest at the minute.
And also, it's close by to where we were earlier today, so familiar ground or territory.
Right.
Yes.
I say tally ho.
well, you leave and
Yeah, my
walk
fur
back
coat.
towards the place. It's like I said, it's not. It will be more or less 1 block up from where you were all day. So you're standing in front of a 3-story building, which is a school of medicine. It's new. You can see it's probably no more than 10 years old. It's sprawls out and seems to be connected to a hospital, which is was closer to the apartment where you were earlier. And school of medicine. And you prepare to answer. And perhaps we shall take a quick break there, the first break of the evening. If that's okay by my players.
Absolutely good
So-
plan.
Right back with them exploring the School of Medicine of Miskatonic University.
Bye.
Welcome back from our break. So, you're standing in front of the School of Medicine at 676 West College Street in Arkham. It's a 3-story structure, like I said, modern. You can see that it's built in 1910. It's mere 10 years old. And you're going over ideas of how to get into the library there.
I did not think this through.
I don't know how to speak doctor.
What if one of us has a distraction?
That again is not me.
Or we can just try to go in as we own the place and see what happens.
Is this a time where we use Mr. Bishop's name?
SMRT, dear sister, SMRT.
Right, it might open a door.
Because I can't lie. You know, I can't lie.
And this is
I
true.
wouldn't expect you to. Rebecca dear, I would not expect you to.
No, we'll use
Right.
Mr. Bishop for what it's worth at this point. But of course.
We'll milk that cow until it bleeds.
Not that.
No.
All right.
Okay,
Well-
you enter. You come into the foyer, the entrance part. There's like signs pointing to different places of the school. You see clearly one sign that points towards the library, which is to the left wing of the building. There seems no one to stop you from heading to the library, so you just keep walking there. It's quite bustling activity. It's clear that it's a busy educational building, and the fact that it seems to be built adjacent and connecting to a local hospital, which probably used as a teaching hospital as well. So sort of doctors coming and going, students coming and going, lots of hustle and bustle. So no one really stops to give you a second look or a glance. When you come into the library, it's much smaller than the Miskatonic University Minor Library. This is just like for the library for this particular medical school. So it's just one room, but still a fairly large room with a mezzanine on the top. So it's like 2 floors.
Yeah.
And there's bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves, a bit narrow between them. As soon as you enter the room, a librarian looks up. He's a young man, early 20s perhaps, bit round in the face, short brown hair.
Um,
And he whispers, "May I be of assistance?"
Can I roll on something? I just want to jump because I want to roll on charm or whatever I have to distract him as well as
Yeah.
maybe like so I'm like do we need
capture
his
his
help?
attention is your
Yeah.
idea, right?
Yeah.
Of, well, you could use
Like look at the hand, look at the hand.
Yeah. Well, what would be a good skill to use there then? Let's see.
I will come in from the other side, distracting him at the same time with my fast talk.
While they try to do that, I am looking for like a cart. What is it called? Like
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
the system.
yeah.
Like
The thing with the
shelves
thing with the numbers with the
gold-
letters and the thing.
Yeah.
The thing.
The thing.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, charm for you can roll charm, perhaps,
Charm.
Matilda, and you could fast talk him. Just roll
I'm
fast talk.
rolling charm.
7 with my fast talk.
I rolled 62 and I have 65.
Ah, well, you like assail this poor boy when starts. Well, I don't know if you want to role play it if you want to, or you. He's like immediately fetched by Matilda, like shown by her. Then you just start talking about. Do you meant talk about Bishop, or what are you fast talking him into?
Oh, I'm talking about Bishop and all the permission he has been giving us to use his name, and I use a long stream of words to say as little as possible.
I mean, the poor man is just overwhelmed. Like he's completely enraptured by the charming lady, and he's completely captured by your bullshit. It's like yeah, no, certainly. Well, of course, I would do anything to help him. I mean, certainly, and he doesn't even notice you're there, Rebecca. It's like you don't even exist. Like you're blending into the background.
Poor
Perfect.
Bex.
This is her
Bex.
dream scenario.
Yeah, you feel quite comfortable. It's like
Yeah.
you're pretty sure you could probably set fire to the place and he wouldn't even notice you. It's like you can do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
I wanna look for 616.
Yeah,
And I
you
wanna
find
see
out
if I can find
why
references.
it's laid out for the cartography and stuff, and it's only 2 shelves down and 1 shelf over where you know. So you just
And as I walk in, it's okay that I walk in, right?
yeah, sure. And then it's like back to being like bullshitted by Mark and completely enamored by.
She's like, that tie is an Egyptian cotton.
Well, yes, I was agreeing to notice this. My prized possession. Yes, it is.
Such excellent taste.
He just blushes like it's red like a tomato.
How cute. Yeah, I'm just piling
No,
on.
but no problem. Yeah, of course. I mean, jag läste en huvud, special. I believe he's donated quite a lot of money here. So no, you do whatever you want, and he goes back to her. Starting to ignore Mark as well. Well, you walk down 2 shelves and 1 shelf over, and you find yourself in the 616 section. It covers 4 shelves, and everything is sorted alphabetically.
Do I need to use any skills to? Do I need to use like spot hidden or?
Nah, you can use library use if that's higher.
Spot hidden and int is both higher than my library use.
Yeah, you're going to do a roll spot in.
Dear Mark, roll the dice, please.
37.
That's how I roll.
Yeah, that's the half of my points.
Oh, well, that's more than enough. You just go. I think. Okay, well, if go from alphabetically, I think probably go to the end. That sort of might be sensible. And as you let your fingers trace over the bookshelf, then as you notice suddenly the spine of a book that looks a bit burnt and charred, and it doesn't really fit in with the other books. It looks like it's just been shoved in there. It's bigger, much bigger. So it's sort of it's bigger than all.
Is it the Necronomicon?
You pull out and it doesn't really have any. It's just a black binding. It doesn't have any name on the outside. So you open up and you look inside, and yes, it is the Necronomicon. It is.
I pull up the handkerchief.
Loot!
I pull out a very large handkerchief.
Bag of holding.
And I try and just like.
And just wrap it in. Yeah. Well, you just covering it. I mean, it's still visible as a book, but it's wrapped in that.
And I try and kind of shove it into my
Patio.
coat. And she has a very square frame. So she thinks it's going to go very well.
Well, and then you head back out again.
Yes, because I don't think there's anything else interesting here.
Well, you got
suddenly
me.
you feel
Okay,
much more confident. I mean, before you didn't notice you all, but now you get something.
And now I'm in a rush. Like, I need some fresh air. I think I'm going to. Yes.
I guide my dear sister out into
Go ahead and
fresh
do that.
air.
Yeah, I don't feel too
That would be kind of to roll a stealth roll for his dear sister.
A stealth roll
my
for
God.
my dear sister. 28.
At the same time, when
Oh, I love your rolling. Like everything I did was above 40 last week, so now I have 25. So this is below my half points.
You had 25, and I rolled 28.
Oh, I thought you said 8. Okay,
No,
I'm using 3 points.
spend.
Okay, it's spend 0 points. Okay.
Yeah.
You walk. You're sneaking over. And suddenly your foot catches a book, like a stack of books, and it's starting to slide, and it's going to tip. And you just reach your hand out and gently ease them back into place, and tiptoe out. You two notice that Rebecca tips past you, leaves. the guy, the librarian, he does not. I mean, he's sort of more or less lost all intention of Mark as well, and just completely.
Yeah, I tried to. I helped my sister get out.
Yeah. So he's completely focused on Matilda, like talking on. Oh, so you're right. Oh, well, that's just. Oh, he just starts asking you about what you've written and if you can have your autograph.
Oh, she is soaking this up. She's leaning in, and it's like, so what you do for fun in this quaint little city of yours?
Well, there's. Well. Some of us sometimes likes to sneak out to this little speakeasy, which is
I love speakeasies.
Ah,
So maybe we should go if I'm
Ah.
here for a couple of days.
Well, and he leaves on his voice on others. Well, I'll be there tomorrow from around 3:00 in the afternoon. And he smiles, so like sort of, and it's like, no, it's like it's past the colors of tomato over into like boiled lobster red.
Are they
And
out?
sweating
Are
is-
they?
Yeah, they are out. Like
All right. And then it's like, all right, sweetheart. Maybe I see you tomorrow.
Bye. Oh, he's like takes out a handkerchief and starts dabbing his sweaty forehead.
And then he's like,
And you catch up with the two of them at the entrance. Rebecca's actually exited the building completely, probably because she still feels like any moment now she's going to be arrested and hauled off to jail for theft, even though technically she hasn't stolen anything because the book doesn't belong to her.
Still quite nerve-wracking.
It's not stealing if it doesn't belong to them.
3-second rule. What did you get, Rebecca? Calm down.
I think I have the book.
The Necronomicon.
Shh.
The Necronomicon.
We'll speak about this when we return to the hotel.
Make haste.
Well,
Make
you
paste.
walk slowly back towards the hotel. About halfway there, could all of you roll spot hiddens, please?
Spot
Yes, sir.
hidden.
At a half difficulty, like difficult, which is the upper. You see the number upper of the number.
36 for my dear sister and 90 for me.
2 seconds.
24.
I'm
So I'm-
completely clueless.
Is it half?
Yeah, it's half.
oh,
The
what?
half value of the.
Okay, I'm going to use that because I have 38.
I have 46 and I
You
rolled
said
24.
30. What did you say?
Spend 2 points to
36?
succeed.
36,
No.
I think I said.
46.
23. I'm going to use 1 point to get it.
You said
Yeah.
30 something, didn't you?
Yeah, I said 36.
Okay, then I'm good.
Okay.
My math is not good. Because I have
I just spent
38.
the point.
So both of you managed. Both of the ladies made their roll. As you're walking, like you're feeling very secure, very protective, like you're on the way back. And after a while, you convince yourself that one of the figures behind you has been following you since you exited the School of Medicine. And as you sort of like turn to look, the figure stops and darts down the back alley.
I don't like this. I don't want
Neither
to
do
show
I.
Rebecca I'm worried. I don't want to show Rebecca that I'm worried.
Rebecca is very worried.
I bump Mark and I whisper, Mark.
Yeah.
My dear, I think we are being shadowed.
Did you just call me dear?
Sweetheart, this is not the time. We are being followed.
I turn around looking highly conspicuous.
You can't see anything now, but was that a shadow you see in the alley over there?
Can
The
I
tree.
roll another spot hidden?
Yeah.
Still at
I
half
pulled-
No, it's normal difficulty.
Okay.
I
It
pull
wouldn't
Rebecca
mind.
closer to me.
8.
Yeah, you can clearly see a sort of like you can't see any person, but you can see the shadow of a person.
Yeah.
And when it's clear that you're looking in that direction, it pulls back and disappears, as if the person disappears down the back alley, away from you.
I don't like this one iota. I keep Rebecca very close to me, and I'm walking very firmly.
And Rebecca's like almost running. She's not running because it's not ladylike, but she's
We
trying
are
to
not running.
Yeah.
We are walking briskly. We are exercising, Rebecca. We are exercising.
The remaining distance back to the hotel, though, only about as long as you already walk, seems to go on for much longer. It'd be much longer distance, even though you're probably covering it quite faster as you picked up pace. And you breathe a sigh of relief as you enter the hotel and feel safe.
I
And I'll
dropped
let
by
that-
my by the car to pick up my shotgun, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, you walk back to the car, open up the boot, and take out the. It's
Wait.
probably packed in a gun case.
Yes,
So disassembled.
yes, of course.
I still pinning onto Rebecca, and I march directly to the concierge. And is there any reply for us from anyone, Mr. Bishop?
Yes, there's a message. The run return with a message from him. Here you are, miss.
Thank you very much. Very appreciative. Come
miss.
on, Rebecca. You're feeling a bit faint, aren't you? We need to go to the room.
Yes, I am.
Do you need some refreshments on top? Tea, salsa?
The tea, coffee, salsa. Set it outside the door,
No,
please.
hospitality. Yes. Immediately, miss. He blinks for help as you walk.
Brisk walk to the elevator.
Hotel. You get in, and not that long afterwards, the door opens and Mark comes in carrying his gun case. And a little while after that, again, the door knocks again, and a little trolley is rolled in with tea, coffee, some biscuits, some salsa water, some flavored water, and it's left there for you.
I quickly tip him and thank you,
I'm
goodbye.
still wearing my coat because I don't want to.
And I'm in my room assembling my shotgun.
I drag the blinders or whatever to I'm being very don't want prying eyes because we were followed. I locked the door.
Matilda, do you have gloves by any chance?
Of course I do. I have like a 10 pair of gloves. I open one of my insane trunks of stuff. Silk gloves, perhaps? Black? Burgundy?
Please. Sure.
Well, put on your gloves and you open up the handkerchief and you can see the book in front of you. Like I said, it's black, it's leather bound, it's got some fire damage on the exterior. And you open it up, you can also see that some of the pages, particularly in the beginning, is a bit charred and burnt. But really not, not as bad as you'd feared when you heard it had been fire damage. There's going to be some pages that are probably completely destroyed and some pages that are like half readable, half not readable, but not as bad as it could have been. I mean, you're like...
But still, this is all Greek to me.
Literally Greek.
You're so funny, Mark. Wherever do you take it from? It's not from Dad.
I was not trying to be funny. It is Greek to me.
Rebecca is like you're entranced by it. Really, like your fingers, like gloved fingers, glide over it, feel it. It's this wonderful antique, this ancient tome, this beautiful lettering, the Greek letters, the wood gravings. You're able to, I mean, you appreciate it. You still you appreciate it for what it is. Like I can look at art standpoint, but it's got a bit of like singed, burnt, moldy smell to it. You're probably more interested in the knowledge it contains, Mark, but you can't really read Greek, so. And you also notice the sort of singed burnt papery smell coming off of it, even though it's been clear that the fire damage has been subjected to is decades upon decades old.
But are there pictures?
There are some wood engravings here and there. Yes, there are wood engravings. From what you can see, from what you remember from the other book, it's not exactly in the same. Like you sort of skip to the place where you saw the elder sign, Marcella, in the book where roughly would be in the same book, from what you remember, and it's not there in this book. So it's clearly the page indexing is different, probably not the same number of pages, probably not completely the same layout, which makes sense to you, Rebecca, from well, every book, even every printing would be different, so it's not that surprising, really.
On me, on the other hand, I opened the letter from Mr. Bishop.
Yeah, he's put his it's just a short reply. He will have some of his associates look into it immediately and get back to you as soon as he has any information on it.
All right, I then give this information to my friends, and I'm also very curious about this tomb.
I wonder what made them decide to hide it like this.
What you actually got a feeling of, because clearly that's hidden it. You're thinking that probably Mr. Blaine hid it there and then went home and painted the painting as a sort of maybe some sort of clue to the others where it was hidden at. But something must have happened for them to actually hide the book and leave it there.
Very, very, very smart thing to do.
Hide it in plain eye.
Yeah.
Clever. I appreciate it. Hide it where you wouldn't necessarily look for a hidden book
in a library,
amongst
you look for
other books.
You look for what you're looking for.
I actually thought that you would come back from the library and said the same thing, that you would have had the version that they were looking for. That was what I thought you might find at the library.
No, I was also more concerned about the ritualistic aspect, what we saw in the house, the apartment.
Can we shuffle through the book and see if we can see anything that's reminiscent?
It will take a little bit. It will take. I mean, you have to go like page to page. It will take some time, but you can do that. Also, you have the other book you found at the boarding room, the Thaumaturgical Pericles in New English Catan, as well as Henry Miller's personal diary, all of which probably should be thoroughly.
Is there any references? Can I pick up the word dreams in the Necronomicon?
Keeper. No, not keeper, but elder as well.
Yeah, elder. Yeah, we can look at that. Let's try that again. It's like it's the way books were printed, or like the spacing and everything. So it takes some time. I mean, it's different. And also, it's like Greek from the 15th century, so it's also a better
different
as well. But yeah, you can work on it, especially looking for like wood engravings.
Yeah. Okay.
So will you both of you you be leaning over Rebecca while she's going over the Necronomicon? It's a very large book as well.
I'm thinking if we're gonna make some grounds on this, and I give Mark a book.
Okay.
I think I will go through the some of the books I understand.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
No, the other
I
one.
can't say that.
No, I do the thaumaturgical.
Yeah, I can't even spell the thaumaturgy.
Probably, if you want easy to read, Henry Miller's diary is written in contemporary English, so probably
I'll go for that one. I can probably understand the words.
So you more or less spend the rest of the day actually going through books, at the very least for going through books, to just get a starting grip on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we just order in food. As the night progresses.
So it's a hard study session. We can start with you, Mark, actually.
Okay.
You probably want to make quickest headway since it's the easiest book to read. It chronicles Mr. Miller's work. Generally, from initially just short note, new assignment, to talk about Mr. Bishop, to track down and authenticate and prove the provenance of Necronomicon, and he writes about hiring the other two, Samuel Stewart and Mr. Franklin Blaine. And I'll skip a bit forward here and there, different
Are there
notes.
any clues about the cabin in the woods?
You can't find anything about that now when you blow. What you do find out is that the fellas established early on they think everything points to it's being an authentic book. It's the genuine article. It's from the right period. It's everything that seems to be correct. Then it started moving on to prove the provenance of it, and they seem to try to connect it to Salem and the Salem witch trials, where apparently a copy of the Greek Necronomicon was supposedly to have been burned.
Oh.
And they traced this to Arkham, actually, through some, in particular, some investigation that Mr. Stewart did in the local history, tying it to potentially to one or two persons who fled from Salem to Arkham during the witch trials, two suspected witches. Actually, one would end up being hanged as a witch in Arkham sometime later. Let's see. One was a Goody Fowler. She was from Salem, and she came to Arkham at the same time as another woman named Keziah Mason. Keziah Mason was arrested in 1692 in Arkham for witchcraft. She was brought to the local jail, but soon mysteriously escaped, never to be seen again. They have no idea. Apparently, she disappeared from the jail without like locked room mystery. Where did she go? Like no one knows. Goody Fowler fled for a while from Arkham when the King's men came looking for her from what she'd done in Salem. But then she came back, whereas rumors of her evil spread, and in 1704, an angry mob dragged her to a hill west of Arkham and hanged her by the neck until she was dead. Keziah Mason, however, is mentioned in a lot of local rumors of folklore here in Arkham, and she is said to be periodically appearing, accompanied by her familiar Brown Jenkins, a sort of rat-like creature, roaming the streets at night looking for people to bewitch. And also, it's noted that it's been she's been connected to May Eve or Hallow Mass, and rumors about witchcraft being practiced in Arkham on the night of May 1st, or the night of the Eve to May.
Can I have her name again, please?
Keziah Mason. You also find that from his notes that the building Keziah Mason lived in still stands in Arkham, and it appears that Mr. Miller visited it frequently. And he writes
cabin.
It's a house. It's in town. It's in. You have the it was written on the address 197 East Beckman Street.
Okay.
He's named it the Witch House.
This I am almost shouting out loud
about how he feels. After he started to feel drawn to the place, like mysteriously drawn to it, and he starts speaking more and more about dreams he's having, dreams in which a strange rat-like but strangely human-looking creature sits on his chest, and this evil-looking old hag keeps coming closer and closer to him, and he's detailing these dreams more vividly and more vividly, and he starts feeling this inexplicable urge to keep revisiting the witch house and her room at the top of it. And he talks about until he's not sure whether there are dreams or not. It seems so real.
That might explain the Freud book.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That's a direct link, I think.
I think so too.
Definitely. And it also fits very well with what he was rambling about when I was visiting him.
But we do not know about all these angles still.
Oh, and he did mention like not to sign his book, and I don't know if The only book that I'm thinking about is this one, but I still can't. Why would I sign this book? Why would anyone write anything in this book? Like, this book's too precious.
It's a classical tale of the devil, especially in the time of the Salem witch trials, is that the devil would make you sign your name off, so your soul would be his.
Yes.
Maybe I should go and have a look at this witch house.
No, definitely not. Are you going on your own, Mark?
Well, there's not much more here I can do. You are the
you
bookish
sure
kind.
you'll-
Mark,
Understand
you
these
are going
words.
to stay right where you are to protect me and Matilda from whoever is looking for this book.
And we
You
were
don't want that
shadowed.
on your conscience. If anything happens to us.
I will sit perfectly still and watch you.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I think he just found a way out of doing any work, but that's just me speculating.
I mean, you
It's
feel
just
you kind of feel they are exaggerating this, Mark. I mean,
Of
you're at the
course.
most fancy hotel in Arkham. I mean,
But I do find Tilda quite of a sight, so I don't mind.
And she called you dear.
And sweetheart,
And sweetheart.
I think she fancies me.
Time will tell, my dear. Time will tell.
Because she didn't flatter the poor boy earlier either.
No, she's an equal opportunist.
unique opportunities. Well, the book you're looking at,
Matilda.
Matilda, it's
Full name.
from 1801, so it's bit antiquated English, but it's not as hard to read as Necronomicon in Greek. So let's see what you can find. Let's give GM 1 second to lost his bookmark. Bloody bookmarks. What good are
Do the
they?
thing, GM.
So,
Do the thing.
Four.
I'm ready to do
Here
my
we
notes.
go. Yep, here we are. Here we are. Thaumaturgical Prodigies in the New England Canon is written by one Reverend Ward Phillips. This one appears to be printed in, like I said, in 1801 in Boston. It's a primitive American octavo in imitation leather. It seemed to be describing the blasphemies of witches and warlocks and shamans from the colonial area and sort of evildoers. It's what was viewed as the primary enemies of the church and the corrupter of humans. Then it's it will take you some time to read it all like completely, but it quite details a lot of that, and also seems to you find reference to this Cassian Mason as well, and to Salem and the Salem drums, and it looks to be that she disappeared from the jail in Arkham, and rumored to have magical abilities to travel through space and time, like sort of breaking, which is what they ascribes to her being able to flee the cell she was holding. The Reverend Ward Phillips seems to be quite certain that she has made a deal with the devil, that she is
Signing her name in the
and
book.
its soul, and has been rewarded with great evil magical powers that she can use to further his cause and further corrupt and claim the souls of others for her dark lord.
Sounds like good old Beelzebub.
Yeah.
Bubba.
But what does ankles have to do with the devil?
Ankles?
Not ankles. Ankles.
Ankles! Maybe he's partial
Pentagram.
to them? Pentagram has ankles.
Yes. I mean, the hexagon we saw earlier has angles.
A
But is
room
that
has
really-
angles.
No, Mark, stop right there.
You're gonna like a cursory look through the Necronomicon. It's clear that it's going to take days and days to really get much out of it. You do manage to find the elder sign described here as well. It's probably referencing more or less the same information that Matilda got from the Latin version. And so you go back through, and you also find another sign you recognize, the other sign that your father had written. It's reference to some as the yellow sign, and it talks about he who should not be named and the unnameable.
Foreboding.
I mean, the devil shouldn't be named, should he? But it's probably
And connected to the king in yellow is, you believe the translation fits.
Ah.
The king in yellow sounds like some kind of yellow bastard. Well, the devil always were. Yeah.
So you read about this and you see the sign written there. You go ahead and then do a roll for your sweet sister, Mark.
Is it her sanity?
97.
Could you go ahead and roll a d6?
I don't have a d6 at the moment. Well, I can roll a d10 and re-roll for anything above 10.
I have a D6 and I
Okay.
have 6.
You roll a 6.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm hearing my dogs.
You're reading this and looking at it, and as you do, it looks almost like the sign begins to swirl and shimmer and squirm, sort of like drawing you in, like it's alive on the page, and you're just completely hypnotized by it, just completely drawn into it, and it's just. And after a while, you notice that she's been just focusing on this one page for about an hour. Yeah, you notice that Rebecca's been focusing on this one page for an hour. You can go ahead and detract 6 sanity points from.
I nudge Rebecca. Rebecca, dear.
And suddenly you hear a voice calling
I
you.
slammed the book shut. Rebecca.
That wakes you up, and you're like,
Yes. What is it? What's all the fuss?
Where did you go?
What do you mean by?
Oh, she always gets like this when she's reading something interesting.
She's been staring at the same page because I've been looking at her for 15 minutes, barely blinking. What's up, Rebecca?
Whatever you're talking about, we were just discussing the devil, and then we were discussing the king in the yellow, the drawing.
King
in
in
the
the
book.
yellow.
And I'll open the book again and try and find the page again.
That's an hour ago, Rebecca. What on earth caught your eyes?
Stop pranking me, Matilda.
Rebecca, you need to drink some tea or something. I think you have
I'll brew a
overexerted
pot.
yourself.
Mark,
We're at a hotel.
she's joking, right?
Nope.
Rebecca, you have overexerted yourself.
Black tea.
I am strong tea.
Black tea. Milk. Lemon.
Yeah.
We do have some
Just
bourbon.
Just lemon, please.
Bells and whistles, Markter.
I put a good shot of brandy in the tea I deliver to my sister, and hide it with a good squeeze of lemon.
I grab her hand. And
Do I notice?
You can roll spot hidden.
Oh, I will do this with absolute as much stealth as I can.
In which case you would
3.
well,
Jesus.
you will have to roll a very hard difficulty at the smallest number you have it against the skill to see it because you're distracted. And he's trying to be very, very.
So it's a 14, no, 16 is what he needs.
I will take a.
And you have to roll
picture
better
of
than
this.
him. Like he rolled a 3, so you'll have to roll 3 or lower to beat him.
No, I'm going to post this on our Instagram accounts.
So I need to go into Instagram to figure out what you just rolled for me.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going. It's on the story, right?
Of course. And the light, I've rolled the blue die as the 10 die.
It's not there. It's not there yet.
No, it's not there. It's there now.
It's not there yet.
Now.
I'm gonna go in. I'm going.
The suspense is killing us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to find it.
Whoa! You kidding me? How is that possible?
It's
It
not
was-
possible.
For me?
Yeah.
You got a 1.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. So I almost like spit out the tea. Mark!
Yeah, you could smell it. You could smell the brandy
But
on
no,
the
it's
tea.
not for you, I think. This is.
I grab it. That was very wasteful, but down the hatch.
I try the same once more.
Yeah, I grab Rebecca's hand, and Rebecca, you are concerning me. What's going on?
And I flipped through the. I was just looking at this.
And
It
for
is
you,
very fascinating.
about a moment just passed for you, a fleeting moment.
Well, this is what
I
I've
think
always said.
I think
Books
this
are
has
not
been a
good
bit.
for you.
I just think it's been a bit too much excitement for you.
Maybe it
Yes.
has. I mean, I did go over my normal boundaries of what I normally accept doing, but
I take a breath. I'll open a window, have some tea, take some time just to reset yourself. I think it's been a bit too much.
maybe you're right.
Was it the king in yellow?
Yes.
I go over and I flip in the Necronomicon and just, what could be this fascinating?
Okay, well, go ahead and roll sanity.
No! What? I'm just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. What the hell? And what is it? The normal dices?
Yeah, normal dices, and you want to have like normal. That's with any other skill.
Ew. Where's sanity? Sanity. Where's my sanity?
It's on the stat line on the top.
And where is my sanity? It's 60, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled 60.
Ah, okay. For a moment, it looks almost like the page is moving, like the symbols are moving. But now that's just to get the light, and you. Yeah.
I'm looking at this from over Tilla's shoulder.
Well, go ahead and roll sanity as well then.
Dirty book. It's a dirty book.
I rolled 15, so
That's the same
I
symbol
have
as the
no mind to lose.
I'm guessing I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable and a bit like.
Bit of a chill, like a bit of a the hair on the back of your neck stands out. It's just a bit of a cold shiver runs
Yeah,
through
but
you.
that can just be Mark hanging over her shoulder.
Breathing in her. Like, all right, Mark.
You really
All
should
right.
be. You really should be studying the book more, Rebecca. Really, I mean, think about all the information, perhaps clues to what your father's looking for. You really should spend
Inner
more time.
voice, you make a good point.
That suspiciously sounds like a male from 2020.
You're sitting out by the window drinking tea, and your eyes keep glancing towards the Necronomicon.
And the book is now between these two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like standing over it, like Mark is so irresponsible. I mean, he could probably spill tea on it and damage it some way. I mean, can you really trust such a rare, magical, mysterious tome to a man like him?
Matilda, do you think we should maybe perhaps get the concierge to contact Mr. Bishop again to maybe get a rush on that cabinet information?
But didn't Mr. Bishop give us a reply?
Yes, he did, but he said he would get back to us with
And it's been hours. It's been hours.
Indeed. Mark, could you kindly?
Of course, I'll go down.
But shouldn't Matilda? Maybe you should. You were the one that initiated it. Maybe you could pick up the thread again. You are, after all, the most charming of us, and you have such great penchant.
I take medium offense.
It's just you are so eloquent with the words you use. Do you really trust Mark to do that?
I'm charming.
I'm charming, you ass now, woman. I need to run.
Yeah, because I'm going to resist, because this is not typical Rebecca.
What do I do to charm?
How do I do to resist?
Well, I mean, charm, persuasion, or fast talk is probably what you're trying to do with her. So
I don't have
pick
any.
One you have emotion.
I don't have any of those.
Well, then it would be
5%.
Yeah, like you see, you have like an automatical, like a bare minimum chance.
I'm rolling.
Can you roll?
You can roll it. Persuade, then that's 10%. Persuade is 10%, so that's probably her best bet.
Almost 19.
But wouldn't your character love all the shit that I've been spewing out to you?
It really is. Like you're split. Like you can't help but be flattered, but you're also a bit concerned.
She's not a dumbass. She loves flattery.
Yeah. Praise. What is that? Sorry. What is a praise?
A praise. That's evaluate the value and the importance of items, like putting a price on it.
Rebecca, I think you need a warm bath. You do not sound like you sound at the minute. I think
time is of the essence.
Listen
and I go over and I kind of takes the book and just kind of
No, I slam my hand on it. Rebecca.
Do you have gloves on?
Yeah. I need you to take a step back and breathe.
I am perfectly fine. I am not the one drinking alcohol like two other people that I know.
You seem
and that is what is keeping us sane.
You look a little bit frazzled. Your eyes are a bit big.
I feel perfectly fine.
Normal.
This is my area of expertise.
Right, and I need you at your best. And right now, you're not giving me your best.
You don't read Greek, do you now?
No. But you weren't really doing much.
Do you work at a rare bookstore? Do you have a father who is expert at these types of books? Have you grown up reading and listening and learning about these types of books?
Rebecca, this is
Matilda.
certainly not your usual way of behaving.
So no, but she has a few points there.
But
Tilda,
meaning.
You go to Mr. Bishop.
Mark,
Bex,
the meaning.
You read, and I go to the witch's house. It's a deal.
No.
Tally ho.
No.
And he just leaves.
Yeah.
And Mark just walks out the door.
Mark,
clearly settled his mind. Clearly decided on what is the proper course
I am
of action.
now looking at what Matilda's doing.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca, pack the book. We're going. Pack the book. We're going. I'm not letting you go.
I'm holding the sheet and then I'm walking.
No, I shut it. So, hide it. People are searching for that.
Oh, true.
Hide it.
Sorry.
That's a good idea. It's probably a good idea if you're going to leave it. Probably a good idea to hide it to keep it safe, so someone doesn't steal it.
Oh,
Maybe
you're gonna go full. You're gonna go full on Gollum, aren't you?
It is mine. All mine.
Yes, all the stories of the great lord.
I mean,
Peter.
I was Gollum in.
we leave those two bickering back at the hotel. Well, Mark.
No,
Cthulhu
wait,
got,
no. We're going. I'm dragging Rebecca. Put your shoes on. Put your coat. We're going. I'm having none of this shenanigans. We are not separating. He's not going to a witch's house on his own. We've been followed. It's not happening.
Right now, I wish I had like a like something I could take around the book and kind of hook it around my shoulder. But I guess I don't have that. Dang it!
Put it in your pantyhose. We're going.
You bring both, or do you leave it at the hotel? There is like a hotel safe, like a safe. You can put valuables in it.
Oh, well then I grabbed the book out of our hand.
No.
Safe.
The book is under my clothes, so stop.
But then again, maybe keeping it safe on you is not that stupid. I mean,
if she got her clothes out and she's freaking out, like, I've no time for this. All right, you just keep it safe.
By this
oh
time,
my god!
By this time, I'm definitely in the elevator and I'm definitely going down, and I'm definitely doing something with the elevator to make it stop between the floors. So it will.
Why would he do that though? That's just weird.
No, the two women, they are being weird. They are talking too much about the books, and he is really he needs to do something.
All right,
He's
but
bored.
you know what? We got fetuses, so we can take the freaking stairs. Yeah, we're going.
Well,
to
he's like
Rebecca. I'm
stopping
having none of this.
for like a minute between each.
It's gonna take
We're
longer, so we just
just,
and like, bitch, please.
We're waiting when you come down and open the.
Mark.
You're boring.
Where do you think you're going?
To the house.
Alone?
Well, you need to keep
Is he lagging?
putting too much time in your books.
But it's important, Mark.
Yeah, I know, and I need to do stuff, or else I'm going crazy. You know this.
No, protecting us, like we discussed.
Okay.
Dying or being robbed is not fun either.
No, but we're in a hotel. This is probably the safest place in all of New Hampshire. Yeah, this place.
Okay, hold your horses. I'm gonna see if I got a reply from Mr. Bishop, and then we're gonna go to the witch's house. Everybody in agreement? Say aye. I'm going.
Aye. What time is it? By the way? It's the evening, right?
it's evening.
We've been
yeah,
at it for hours.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably around like 8 o'clock.
Perfect time to go to a witch's house.
It's always a perfect time to go. It's dark and it's lovely. I go to the concierge and says, "Any reply from Mr. Bishop's?"
Yes. No, there's not one yet. I'll deliver it as soon as they contact you. But I know.
Right. We will be out for a minute. Please just pass whatever reply it has underneath the door.
Certainly, miss.
Thank you. All right. Vomanasaki, we will be going.
Well, you're heading towards French Hill Air District again. It's not that far from where you were at the Franklin Blaine's apartment. It's a little further south and to the west.
Are we driving or walking?
That's up to you.
Whatever's sensible. I do not want to waste time on the streets being followed. I will have a cab
driving.
or a car.
I am driving.
Well, you jump in the driver's seat and drive off. It's not that, like I said, it's not that far. This is also closer to you, so it's more towards this district, so it's not as far up the hill as you were earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
You park the car in front of a 3 stories building with a gambrel roof as an addict. You can see that parts of the roof is like not collapsed but slanting inwards. It's the address clearly says 197 East Pickman Street, and it appears to be a boarding house. Actually, you can see light coming from windows.
I was hoping this was a derelict building.
Is this really the right place?
Seems to be.
And the roof had caved in?
Not caved in. Just part of it is slanting, like it's like not caved in, but slanting, like it's not a completely collapse, but slight structural damage or something like that. It's towards one side. If you're standing in front of it, like facing it, it's on the right back side of the building, facing away from the entrance parts.
I'm sure it's not sensible to do this, but... Well, now we're here, aren't we?
We're here. I think I'm just going to go in and hear if any of our 3 friends has been here lately. Has maybe rented a room.
Good idea, Mark.
Well, you knock on the door, and the door opens, and there's a lady in the early 50s, late 40s perhaps, thin, graying hair. Yes?
Yes, good afternoon. I was here on... I'm here on behalf of Mr. Bishop. And I'm just wondering if any of his former employees, and then I list the name of the 3, have been here, rented a room lately.
She looks bothered, like oh, look, we don't want any trouble. We don't want any trouble. Okay, I run a respectable boarding house.
Please. Put $1 silver on in the opening.
She thinks about it and takes $1. I don't want in this place to get any bad reputation, a bad word. Okay? Yes, they came here. This Mr. Miller often. He sometimes insisted on renting the attic room.
The attic room, is it available?
Yes.
Then I wish to rent it.
We only rent rooms on a monthly basis. This is a respectable boarding house. It's not a cheap.
Then I will rent it for a month.
I mean, he is standing there with 2 women.
But we look really fine.
That's $25.
$25 for a month. That's quite a lot.
It's excessive.
It's absolutely excessive. How much to buy this house?
Not mine to sell. We only manage. We rent and we rent out.
I will give you $10, and I will leave this night, and you can rent it out in the morrow again.
Yes, okay. She takes the $10, and it's just follow the stairs all the way to the top floor. It's the only room in the attic.
Thank you, dear. Ladies.
Don't do it. I appreciate that.
She crosses herself as you walk in and mutters something in Polish under her breath.
Good evening to you too. Mm-hmm.
Well, the stairs go up immediately from the entrance here, and goes up in the middle of the building. You meet a person coming down and the flight of stairs going out. You can smell smells coming from a kitchen, probably here on the first floor. On the second floor, there's 3 doors. One is marked with bath. There's clear there's probably two rooms with a bath. And there's the third floor, and and well, not actually the third floor, and the room on the left was the one you rented. It's a large room. It's bare. It's just a bed in here. There's a wardrobe and a small sort of nightstand, and a lamp, and washing like a bassinet where you can wash up. You're standing here. You can see that you're probably in the area where the damaged roof covers, because it's sort of the wall and the ceiling sort of slant together in sort of a strange angle, connecting. Probably structural damage. Maybe the wall is like in the process of collapsing.
Is it dark, damp? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
it's dark in here. Like the light is coming from the gas light you turn on the side. So, but there's like a small paraffin lamp here, and it's quite damp. Yeah, it's got a like a musty, damp feeling to it. It's probably not been lived in that much recently.
I do not appreciate this kind of abode.
Now, this is rather beneath our standards, I know, but there must be something
What?
here.
There must be.
Let's scurry around to see what we can find.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they else return to this location so much?
A
Spot
hag
hidden?
coming from the angles. Maybe at midnight. I don't know.
No!
Not at midnight.
Nothing.
Oh no! I rolled 56 and I have 46.
On spot hidden,
Yeah.
19 for me, and 22 for my sister. So I'm well below my 60.
And I'm well below my half.
Well, you look around. There's nothing. There's really nothing here, but you do find some rust-like reddish spots. Parts. Some of them are on the side of the bed, and some on the floor by the side of the bed. Dark patches of rust red.
So darkened blood.
Could be, yes.
Next to the bed.
Next to the bed.
yes.
Can I look under the mattress or under the bed?
You open up the mattress, and the only thing you can see is a couple of cockroaches scurrying away.
Ugh, no, I
Ugh.
don't like this. I don't like this. I can't see anything and it smells. It's dark. The roof is caving in. Why are we here?
You walk around the room, Mark, letting out like seeing, but no, you can't find anything. No, nothing particular. That seems to be the only noticeable, interesting thing.
I was almost
Although
about to see if I can
it's
turn on
something.
second sight, but I can't.
Wrong game.
Wrong game. So you lean towards the slanted wall, and
It comes from the
there's some sort of
angles.
atmosphere here. There's some sort of atmosphere that you can't quite put your fingers. You're both intrigued and appalled at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just appalled.
there's something here to be deduced. You feel that it's something you have to deduce, but you don't know what. Matilda, I just want to get out. This is really like ew.
Yeah,
can't.
I'm feeling the walls. I'm going over the walls, the corners, the angles.
Definitely are some strange angles where the slanting wall meets the slanting roof.
Yeah.
The ceiling, but there's nothing hidden. You can't find anything. There's no way to open anything or find anything hidden. It's just
What are we expected to find? A time traveling hag?
Oh, I do hope not.
This is a dump. It's. I wouldn't even. He's
But I
in the
don't
corner.
understand why he would come back here.
No.
There's so many times if there is nothing here.
It stinks, Rebecca.
I'll grant you that.
There's cockroaches and it's damp and it's foul. I'm not into this. I don't like it.
No closets here.
Yeah, so yes, one closet. You open it, it's empty. It's got a coat rack hanging there. That's everything. That's it. And it's you can like see behind it between the wall because it's not even it's so crooked. It doesn't fit neatly towards the wall. There's nothing behind it, and there's nothing in it.
We don't know when Henry last lived here, do we?
She didn't say.
From the books.
Yeah.
From the books, no. The last time he wrote about visiting it was like about a week, little over a week before it, around a week before before he turned up.
Nuts.
Crazed.
Yeah.
Insane.
Well, it seems like the witch was only a red herring.
But maybe she cleaned the place a little too thorough. Well, no, it doesn't look like it.
No.
Really? I
There's
don't
spots of
think
blood.
that's the problem.
When I was visiting Henry Miller,
Yeah.
he
Yeah, he had a bandaged. His right wrist was bandaged. You remember the doctor told you that he suffered and that he had injured himself, like what it looked like cut on, like probably might have been self-inflicted, but it was not with a knife. It looked like it's much more like torn, or,
like teeth.
I have this crazy idea. Could he have been tied up in here for some reason or other?
For what reason?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you would tie up a person to a bed. I mean, other than keep it there.
I'm rationally going to think these friends now, these compadres that are missing. I think they have got themselves in the company of very bad men, and they probably tortured Mr. Miller to the brink of he losing his mind. And he hid the book because the book is clearly valuable and it's a thing that everybody wants.
But it's not him that did it, is it? That was his friend or his associate.
Yeah. Most likely must have been Franklin Blade who made a painting who hid the book. Probably someone after them didn't get the hang of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He might be in with a bad crowd, and they've done a deal they can't fulfill, or Mr. Bishop's involved somehow. It's a deal gone wrong. It has to be. We're chasing ghosts and space hags.
Yeah, but that's the fun part. What if there are ghosts and space hags? What's a space hag? No, but there's nothing here. Let's go back to your books.
Please.
Well, you leave. Matilda storms out, like glad to be rid of it.
I'm the last one out.
Back a full suit, and you close the door behind you as you leave, Mark. And just for a fraction of a second, just from the corner of your eye, you almost thought you saw a face staring at you from inside the room, from one of the corners of the room.
Oh, I'm turning around just to peek back in.
You would see that he is.
Must be a trick of the light. You can't see anything in there. No, must be in your imagination. Maybe a trick of the mind. As you walk down the stairs and approach the door to the outside, you can hear the couple, the lady's voice, arguing with another man in Polish. They clearly heated the conversation. You can like peek in and you can see they're talking to about it, gesturing, and he's like he's lecturing her.
I'll knock on their... No. I want to knock on their door. But I see that we have a raised hand as well. So maybe I should wait on knocking on their door.
You wanna...
It depends if it's a quick one.
A quick knock?
Well, I think it's probably a bit quick. I mean, they didn't seem that willing to talk, so...
Okay.
You knock on the door quickly?
Yep.
You knock on the door and the man comes. Look! And the man comes over. Oh, yes? You leave now?
Yeah, we are on our way. I just wanted to. Did you notice anything weird with Mr. Miller when he was staying here?
Look, we don't want any trouble. Okay, he just ran out of here. Okay, he just ran out of here. We don't know how he got in that night. We don't know anything about that. He just ran out, and the police took him away. Okay, that's it. That's
Did
it.
you pay for that night?
No, he was not supposed to be here. He not paid. He not paid anything. He was just snuck
What
in.
night was that?
Night before, the night he was arrested. The date is
Okay.
the night he was arrested. No, leave.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
Ushers you out.
I've left.
Yeah. You catch up with Matilda in the street, and we'll have a second break of the evening. And the door slams shut as he from you out. With the sudden sort of stay out.
Don't come back.
So we'll have a quick break and be right back.
And
AC help. Soon.
and welcome back. So you've been more or less shoved out of the house. The door slams shut behind you, and you're on the streets in the Arkham Knight.
Well, that was rude.
I feel very warmed by my book. Nope.
Oh, yeah. At least it's safe, you know. As long as you're with it, it's safe. That's the important part.
Keep it secret.
Keep
Keep it safe.
Right.
Well,
I didn't think we got anything. I don't know. I thought this would be a little bit more of a gold mine than it has.
yeah, so I don't see what all the fuss was about. I just wanted to see the witch's house.
Whatever was he interested in with this place? And I look up to. Is there a window from this tower?
Yeah, you can sort of see the window on the side.
I look up.
Did you see something? No, it must have been in the shadows. Saw like a movement, but no. You shake it out of your mind.
Well, back to the hotel then.
You get back in the car and drive back to the hotel, park in out front of the hotel, and go in. And as you go in, Mr. and Mrs. Davenport and Miss Winchester.
This is us.
Fucking. When you were out, there was certain peculiar incidents here. A man came claiming to be a friend of yours and an employee of Mr. Bishop. And he said that you had asked him to go up and wait for you at your room. I told the man that this was quite surprising, particularly since I just received a message from Mr. Bishop for you as well, so it was strange that you sent another man. I offered for the man to be able to wait in the lobby for your return, but he declined and he left.
Peculiar.
What did said man look like?
Thin, about 170 centimeters tall, a bit shifty looking, dark hair, dark brown eyes, thin, jaw protruding. He had a raspy, unpleasant, to be frank, kind of voice.
Did he introduce himself?
No, which did nothing to further ingrain him, but naturally
You did
we
right,
never
good
let a man into any of our guests' rooms without them explicitly having told us.
Should he return, I want you to keep him occupied while sending for us. Of course, if we are in the hotel.
I certainly will, sir. Also, there was a reply from Mr. Bishop for you. I have slid it under the door as you instructed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good work, my dear
And,
man. Good work.
Oh, all part of the service, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, it's appreciated, indeed.
That is very nice to hear.
Matthew!
Thank you.
And he goes back to writing in whatever he was writing, and you take the elevator up.
Yep.
And you walk in, and sure enough, there's a telegram for you there. Or like not actually a telegram, runner, just a note. And it says he's tracked the uncle of Mr. Blaine, who is currently visiting Boston. He's been trying to get in contact with him, but has so far been unable. He hopefully will be able to reach him tomorrow and have the information you seek then.
This is good.
quite sleepy, if I have to be honest. Maybe
It's been a
this
day.
is the time that we should all turn in for the night.
It's been a day.
It has.
A nightcap, dear Tilda.
Of course, dearest Mark.
Well,
I
you
think
guys
I'll just
only open up to the
Sleeping.
and Miss Davenport, do you go straight to bed
With the book.
with the book?
And certain players don't know.
Or they pour themselves a stiff brandy each, toast, and knock back and probably empty out the bottle, the rest of the bottle, while chatting.
It's a good chance of that, yes.
Right.
I
well-
will look through the book
Have a cheeky,
until I fall asleep.
cheeky cigarillo as well.
A
Yeah.
very cheeky cigar.
Well, you talk and drink away most of the night before you return to your respective quarters and turn in. Rebecca, you read from go through it and look at it and analyze it, try to find, and you notice something about the book as you move on. You find back a little further back from where you saw that sign and read about the king in yellow and he who should not be named. You notice it talks about sort of a summoning, sort of a contacting the sort of the messenger, as I think believe, the messenger of the outer gods. And as you flip, you notice, wait a minute, the page is missing. And as you study the book, you can clearly see that 2 sets of papers, or 4 pages in total, have been cut out of the book. And it's been done quite recently because you can see where the cut has been made. There's no damage and no wear and no tear to the piece of the paper that's worth it. Yeah, so it's been done recent, like not long ago, and by a very sharp instrument, probably like cardboard cutter or something like that. And it's been like fairly hastily because it hasn't been used. No ruler or liner has been used. It's a bit wobbly. It's a bit uneven.
I presume I have a nightgown on.
Yeah.
So I will run out with this discovery to my dear friends.
Well, they're actually probably, you're probably still sitting up. I mean, she hasn't like you can see the bottle of bourbon that was this much left in when you went in. There's no this much left in it. They're sitting there smoking, chatting.
I think I found the ritual.
The what?
The what?
The summoning thingamajig that Henry and his associates were doing.
Nice.
I don't know, but it's missing.
That's not helpful, but helpful. But not helpful, but helpful.
But not.
I just thought I should say it and tell you and let you know before I go to bed. So now you know.
Are you sitting up reading that evil book?
No. I just couldn't sleep, so I just merely glanced over it a little bit, and now I told you what I've just found. So no need to worry, and I've already turned around and gone.
Clearly ignoring Matilda. She goes back to her room, like hair's a bit red. But you are actually getting quite tired as well, Rebecca. You feel like you wish you could stay up, but it's getting harder to concentrate on words. And
I'm like falling asleep on top of them.
Yeah.
Well, good night, sweet Mark. We'll pick up the conversation tomorrow.
Of course we will, dearest Tilda.
Matilda goes
It's
to bed and
always really, really nice to exchange words with you because stuff.
Quite right, dear Mark. Good night.
Toodles.
and you fall asleep.
As he
Sitting
sits.
in the living room.
I must say, I was very, very tired.
But before Mark completely shuffle off this mongrel, you can make a sanity roll for your dear sister.
A sanity roll for my dear sister. 21.
You have an uneventful and peaceful sleep, Matilda. No, Rebecca. And so do you, Matilda, actually. You also.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, Mark, dream. A strange dream. You have this feeling that some sort of rat is scurrying around, sniffing at you. And out of the darkness, you can suddenly see the face of an old woman, hag-like and drawn, as fingers reach for you. You can see the nails are long and claw-like as he grabs you. And as she
Are you
grabs
the proprietor?
And as it grabs you, you feel like you're falling. You're just falling into blackness. Before you find yourself standing on what looks like a giant city wall. And you're staring out of a strange, mysterious city stretching before you. You feel warm as a warm light of the sun, which beats down on you in strange, green, purpley kind of rays. And you just stand there looking out, till you blink and you're like, gasp up, wake up as you slid off the chair you were sitting at, and you're lying on the floor like in the living room of the suite, and like,
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
and you like, you look up at the table, and which you sort of shoved into one side as you've been sleeping. You fell asleep with a foot on it, the coffee table. And well, that's a bit of a strange angle. And you crawl off to bed to sleep.
Yes.
And you all meet up in the morning, order breakfast, probably in suite.
Yes, always breakfast in suit.
Coffee.
Rebecca and Matilda can go ahead and roll spot hidden.
Ooh, I do like yourself a little bit of sport in the morning.
Ariane,
But you?
can you be my dice man?
66.
No, that's
What
not.
is up with my dices? 56 out of a 46, so no.
I have 76, so I'm all good.
You made it?
Yep.
Okay. You really must have been out. I mean, spring is clearly here, and you must have spent quite a lot of time outdoors the last couple of days, because you can swear that Marcus picked up a bit of a tan.
It's just the radiant glow of... No. It's not.
Isn't it like a vitamin deficiency sign as well?
Like, is he yellow?
Well, you don't really know what
He's
that is.
Mark, dear, please make sure you drink your orange juice and have some grapes, please, and an
Why?
apple. You look
I'm
a
like-
little.
I passed by some. There's grapes and wine.
Tilda, I like the way you are thinking.
Smart.
That was
Wait.
not.
Sometimes,
This is something with it.
sometimes I wish it was you who were my sister, but then I'm really glad you weren't.
Cheeky monkey.
And that's 100% guaranteed.
Are you
This
worried
is
about
going
something?
over my head, so I just not following this.
Here's your tea,
Not at all.
Rebecca. There. Your tea, sweetie. Here you go. Let's have some toast and some eggs. And what's the plan of attack? Should we contact Mr. Bishop?
I think we should delve deeper into the book before doing that.
But do we really want to?
Why
I
wouldn't
can
we?
do that. I'll take my tea into my room. I'll go in.
I'm just. It's mind-boggling that I am supposed to be like the voice of reason here, but we're not here to investigate the book. We're here to investigate what happened to the brother of Tamsin.
And I shall walk away with my tea. But without the book, we will never find out. I'm sure of it.
I think she's
I'm
right.
unsure about that.
But
I'm feeling very. I'm concerned. It's this mysterious people attacking our friends and family, and now we have this character, this rat-like gentleman, snooping around and saying that he knows Mr. Bishop. I'm going to call Mr. Bishop. Hold on. I go over to the telephone in the hotel room, and I dial down to the front desk.
Is there phones in the rooms?
Yeah, the fronts and rooms, yeah. It's
Very
a
fancy.
hotel.
It's
And
1920.
probably
you
not
have
in
a-
every room. Probably not in every room, but this is after all
It's
the
a
presidential suite.
suite. Yeah.
Mhm.
This
What's
is
that?
Lady Winchester from the presidential suite. I would like you to get an operator to do a collect call to Mr. Bishop, please. It's a local call.
Certainly, sir. Certainly. And you
My
wait a little
lady.
while, and your telephone rings up, and I have a bishop on the line for you,
Perfect.
and you
Coffee.
can hear that melodious singing voice of Mr. Bishop in the end. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Winchester.
Bishop. I hope I find you well.
Certainly, you do. I was about to send a messenger to you, so it's most fortuitous that you called. But what have you
Can I
discovered? What is
Well, we are at a crossroads at the minute, Mr. Bishop, and I'm a bit concerned about something. Did you send perhaps a gentleman to wait in our room last night?
No, I did not, miss. I only sent a messenger with a message that of what I found out. I certainly
Right.
sent not this son. This is
It it's
this is
concerning that there is now a third party claiming that they work under your name, Mr. Bishop, and they are
clearly
clearly
rude.
interested in what we are doing.
I do believe yours is you and your friends' idea that someone else is trying to get a hold of the book must be correct. I can see no other
Oh,
reason for someone to masquerade as an employee of mine. I assure you, I would not have sent anyone to wait in the room. If I wanted to contact you, I would send a messenger and I invite you to the house. I would certainly not send some.
no, it was absolutely a very shady character. I must say this also, Mr. Bishop. I do fear we were followed in our investigatory endeavors midday yesterday.
This this is not good news. I hope you are being careful.
As much as we possibly can, but at the minute it is very evident that we are being watched and followed.
I fear that you are quite right, and then that some form of malice has struck at my previous employees. I fear that someone is trying to steal the book. But if they're following you, they clearly have not been able to get a hold of it yet. So it must still be out there somewhere. And on that note, the information you asked for, it too seems that the Blaines have a family cabin owned by his uncle. He was currently in Boston, but was kind enough to return my message and call me just moments ago. And I have the address, and
Perfect.
more of a explanation to where directions to it. I will send them over to you immediately with a run up.
That is much appreciated, Mr. Bishop. If we seem any closer to locating the Necronomicon or finding the solution to this mystery, I'll be sure to call you.
Excellent. I will keep hoping for the best and hoping to hear from you soon. And do be careful. For all we know, these might be the people who are responsible for Mr. Miller's unfortunate condition and whatever happened to the other two.
Quite so. And if you find that you know something that we are in desperate need of knowing, Mr. Bishop, please do not hesitate.
Of course, miss, I shall call you at once.
Brilliant. Have a continued good morning, sir.
Likewise. Or should I say...
Good look. Good look. Right.
It doesn't take that long. Like half an hour later, and the messenger is at the door, and you're handed an envelope with a map and a sort of drawing and or just a detailed explanation of how to find the Blaine family cabin.
Right. Where is Rebecca? Has she retracted to the bedroom with the book yet again?
Appears
Yes,
so.
Rebecca, you've been buried in the book going through it and just pouring over it as much as you can. I mean, to really analyze, to really fully comprehend, to decipher and unlock the mysteries of this book, you would need at least the rest of the year. That would be such a large undertaking, but you seem more and more certain that whatever ritual, but must have been connected to these missing pages. It fits the general theme of what's been talked before and after of this. It seems to be a section about invocations and about calling and contacting entities. So it would be very fitting that whatever that ritual was supposed to achieve or do would be found in this part of the book. That much you are certain.
Right.
Mark, could you
Yes.
please tell Rebecca to get ready?
Bex, get ready!
It's not what I had in mind, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
I'll come out eventually.
Yeah, she comes out like glasses and book in hand, and
You cold?
Right. I'm putting on like an outdoor, like the lamb leather gloves, outdoorsy hat, outdoorsy coat.
Are we going somewhere?
Weed
We are going to the woods, my dear.
to the woods.
Oh, I have the perfect shoes.
I'm sure you do, Rebecca. But do you have an outdoorsy hat?
I have a hat.
I packed two. Tweed.
I bring the shotgun down to the car because you don't go into the woods without a shotgun.
and yeah, so okay, and might even get to shoot some crews. Well, you get in the car and you drive. It takes you about an hour and a half driving on side roads.
I still have the book on me, just saying.
You got
And we know you're in the
northwest and towards the northwest. You drive past some smaller hamlets, some farms, and the further along you drive, the more like people shun you. Like they see you come driving, and they just like there's doors closing, windows closing.
I
Until you
don't
find out-
think they like rich people up here.
before you
They're
find
afraid of culture, Mark. What
Of course, they are
can I say?
barbarians.
you find an exit and you take it. It takes you into a small sort of not exactly I wouldn't say a village, but it's some farms and some houses, and passing through that, you go on a more of a almost like a not a dirt road, but like much more like a forest road kind of thing. And as you roll up towards, you can see a small like shack sort of building. You can see a man, probably in his, hard to tell. It could be anything from the early 50s to early 60s. He's thin. He's got a stubbly beard and like thinning hair. He's wearing like overalls, and he's squinting at you as you come driving up. And before you go over, you suddenly hear a yelp from Rebecca in the back seat.
Rebecca.
You found a crude wood drawing, like a wood carving in the book, of some sort of dark figure. It's only referred to as the crawling chaos. But the figure seems to have 3 legs, arms,
The statue.
and instead of face, there's a giant tongue-like thing poking up, and it bears an uncanny resemblance to the black onyx figure that you found in your father's desk.
Matilda, do you have the statue that I gave you from father?
Well, not currently on me, but it's in the hotel room.
I'll turn the book around and I'll show you. This is the same, is it not?
I think there are at
That's-
least too many coincidences with this book.
This is
and our
creepy.
father.
There's something very sinister about this. I don't like it.
I've stopped the car.
Especially because this is not any. I don't have any cultural references to this. I don't understand where it's from.
The man comes walking up to the car. He's like touching his stubble on his shin. I never did think to see that, to see one of them, their automobile vehicles. Walking around looking at it.
Mark, be civil.
I'm being civil.
Compliment the man. He complimented your car.
Oh, well, thank you, good sir. We are searching for the family hut of a certain Mr. Oh, what was his name again?
Franklin.
Mr. Franklin.
Franklin.
Well,
You mean
no.
the Blaine? Franklin Blaine?
Blaine.
The Blaine, yes.
Well, you're on the right track. I mean, but you won't get there in their automobile vehicle of yours.
Oh, how do we get there, good sir, if I may ask?
Well, by the apostles' horses, of course. You see the track over there? He points to a small sort of
It's meaning your
path that leads
feet.
up to them.
Oh, yeah. I was afraid we have to buy. We had to buy
Oh, good.
horses.
I'm wearing my riding boots for walking.
Yeah. How many
It's
shoes
about
did you bring?
Cold.
Good
It's
sir.
about a quarter of a mile up there.
Quarter of a mile. Oh, that's not much.
It's the only cabin up there you can't really go wrong.
Let's not waste the morning light,
Fresher
shall we?
will do us good, especially you, Mark.
Of course. Good sir. Is it? Would it be a terrible convenience if I parked my automobile here?
No, go right ahead.
Thank you, good sir. So I park the car, and I take out the shotgun, toss it over my shoulder, and start walking.
I'll happy hunting.
Thank you, sir.
Goes back towards, ambles back towards his hut, which is more like
Right.
a little shed, really.
The statue again, Rebecca.
I mean, you must have seen something like this before, but I don't understand the connection between the book and that.
When exactly did your father go missing?
Keeper?
It's probably a little over a month now.
So,
He
yeah.
can't possibly be connected to this. It's so far fetched.
Good old Mark can roll a spot hidden.
75 out of 60. No.
Nope. Well, then he does not notice the moonshine operation that the old man is going in his hut, and thus the chance of getting some booze.
Well,
Well,
when we're done
can't
with
win 'em
this,
all.
Rebecca, we definitely gonna pursue the trail of your father. It's very evident if there's a bigger scheme, there's a bad group of individuals. We're definitely gonna follow up on that trail. I promise you.
Oh, most definitely.
I thought you didn't care, Mark.
I
you
Of course he
care.
does.
appreciate it.
He's my father. You're my sister.
You were the one that said everything is fine. He does this all the time. No need to worry.
Well, but that was before the magical books and symbols and stuff.
You are
I
forgiven.
hope
Of course I am.
you're very kind, Rebecca.
Well, you walk through the woods. It doesn't take that long. It's a little over a quarter of a mile. It proves to be, but it's a gentle incline, and the path is not well maintained, but it's solid and dry enough. And as you pass a large old willow tree, you come into a little clearing, and you can see the cabin in front of you. It's maybe a little bit run down, but it's a
Charm.
nice one-story cabin with a short-sided roof there and a longer roof like that facing you. There's a small little porch in front of the entrance. There's a door, a couple of windows in. You
Very
can see
Evil
smoke
Dead.
coming out of the
Whatever with the Necronomicon can do that.
the chimney.
Right.
Is this the cabin in the sketch?
Yeah, it's clearly the same cabin in the sketch.
And do I have a certain need to remember the words Klato, Barata?
Perhaps.
Mark, you
Yes.
being the gentleman with the shotgun and all, could you pray tell lead on?
I put
I keep Rebecca close to me.
2 shells
I
in
grab
the
her
gun
arm.
and crack it up.
Yeah. And then walk towards the cabin.
Keep the book safe. I wouldn't.
I'll like. Pants is not a thing in this era, is it?
Oh, I'm wearing riding pants.
Yeah, but
and
you're
blouse and tweed. And
yeah, but you're fashion forward.
Oh yeah, you're not. You're wearing skirt and woolen.
Yeah, like long wool skirt and
Yeah.
okay. But I probably have it like tucked in under my skirt and sweater. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Hello
Well-
there. Hello. Anybody home?
It doesn't take that long. You can sort of see movement by the window. You see like a curtain being drawn to one side. You see a face sticking out. You can hear some clinking of a bottle. What do you want? Where are you?
Friends.
I don't
Hello,
know any.
book.
are you Mr. Blaine? Franklin Blaine? We're friends of Henry.
Oh, good
You know
one.
Henry?
Good one. Good one, Rebecca.
You know Henry?
He's my best friend's brother, Tamsin.
And
Who is my cousin's
his
wife?
face appears, and a little shortly after the door opens, and you can see a man standing there. He's a bit short, but and thin, but good looking. He's got black hair, which is worn short, slicked back, sort of like the classical Rudolph Valentino style, the old movie actor, if you know that. But it's a bit, but the hair, like it's not been kept up completely, so the hairs are there, a little bit popping up from the Dapper Dan. He's dressed quite fashionably for city life, not perfect for rural country life. All that you can see, and he's got a bit of a scared look to him, and he's holding a bottle of wine.
Ooh.
Oh, come on in if you're friends of Henry. Henry, come on. And he lets you in, and he weren't followed, were you?
I don't think so, good sir.
And the door
No,
closes.
I
and he-
think we have the fastest car east of Connecticut.
Well, that's good. Come on in. Take a seat and excuse the mess. It's a maid's week off. And he pops down in a rocking chair that's sitting facing the entrance part.
Is he hammering down a bottle of wine? Because I'm going to be like, a gentleman should not drink alone.
And of course, where's my manners? And he gets up and walks over. There's like an open living room, kitchen area here, and there's a little hallway leading back into the cabin, probably to a bedroom and maybe like a bathroom or something like that. He comes back with 3 glasses, puts them down, and he just one moment. He goes over to the kitchen area and drags out a crate and French or Italian.
Oh, always Italian.
Yeah.
If it's red, mind
And he
you.
comes back with a red wine from Italy and opens the bottle
Ah.
and pours out 3 glasses. And he sits there.
I put my hand over the glass before he pours.
Okay. Oh, well, more for the rest of us. And he pours her shares into your 2 glasses.
Oh, I like the way you think,
He
good
pours
sir.
he puts his share into a kitchen glass, like a water glass that's like with the size of this, and fills it up with the rest of the bottle.
I do respect a man that can do a deep pour.
True.
What happened to Henry?
He's lost his mind.
Bonkers.
He's still in the asylum or sanatorium. He's going on and on about angles and a hag and the book, a book. What happened to you?
And Samuel? What happened to Samuel?
We don't know.
We haven't found him.
No.
He volunteered to lead them off and draw them away so we could get away with the book.
Who are they?
Henry just ran out screaming. Lost his mind there and then, were the thoughts. Poor bastard. We didn't know, you see. We just didn't know.
Didn't know what, good sir?
What the damn book was. Well, I mean, yeah, sure it was. Yeah, sure we got that it was valuable, that it was dealt with the occult. But how were we supposed to know? Were we supposed to know what it could do? What secrets it held?
What
See,
secret did it hold? And I'm leaning forward.
Keep it safe. Keep it out of their goddamn hands. Out of his hands as well. Best if it never been found. Should have been burned when it was supposed to be burned.
And you hid it, did you?
Yeah, I thought that was the best thing to do. Hide it away, so in case we need it.
I put a hand on Rebecca. And what would you do if the book was found?
Depends upon who finds it, I guess. I don't know. You see, we didn't really believe it, but with Henry, dreams he was having, how he was acting, we had to find out. We just had to find out.
But Franklin, pardon if I'm being friendly, first name basis and all. I'm Matilda.
Oh.
But who is?
Sorry. I didn't even ask your name. I'm sorry. I'm Franklin, as you clearly know. You said you were Matilda, and the two of you.
Rebecca Davenport.
Mark
This is
Davenport
Mark.
at your service.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. Cheers.
Franklin,
Takes a
my
big
dear.
swig.
Cheers.
You know, red wine escapes the
Yeah.
glass. And it's like,
Who was chasing you?
someone's after the book. I don't know. I think it's some sort of hell. I think it might be connected to that bloody witch house as well. My guess is some sort of cult. Someone that worships the evil that's our book talks about.
If I say, Franklin, please stay in the moment. If I say the name Mr. Bishop, what's your first thought?
My first thought is I rue the day I ever met that green-eyed bastard.
You find him untrustworthy then?
Yeah. Well, who the hell would we want that sort of book? Collecting it. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
I'm looking at Matilda, like, he knows.
I know he knows. I know the knowing. And yeah, it's kind of a blur.
And it's like Rebecca's trying to keep it down so he doesn't see it, and she's just like, ah!
No, I'm gauging. I'm like,
Okay.
shit. Right.
You could actually roll. No. Wait. No, wait a minute. Yeah. I don't trust what he wants with that book. I don't trust anything what he wants with that bloody book.
But
You see,
was it you who did you take something from the book before you hid it?
yeah. I thought maybe we need it, but so best keep hanging on to that in case what we did came after us. So I cut the pages out. You see, we decided to try try out one of those ritual in that wretched book to see if there's any truth to it, see if there's anything real about it. So we decided to call him, to contact him, see if we can reach him.
Contact who?
The king in
Mr. Bishop?
yellow.
But no. Him, the messenger, the servitor of the outer gods. Nyala Tortep. The crawling chaos.
Nyala
He thought it was innocent, a bit of. Though it has to believe that Miller was against it. He claimed that it was truth, that it was real. We should have listened to him. He lost his mind when it happened, and I believe it. He just stormed out, fled. Samuels couldn't understand, and so was I. You see, we called it, and he answered.
Nyana, what's the
Nyala Tortep.
sound like it
Wait here.
Egyptian
And he
king.
leaves, and he comes back with 4 pages crumbled up. And see, this ritual to contact it, him, whatever the hell it is.
Well, we shouldn't dabble more than, Franklin, my dear. You're very distraught and distressed.
So would you if you learned what I did? If you suddenly realized that whatever you believed on, whatever you thought you held holy, all bunk.
But you said it answered. Then what happened?
You cannot begin to imagine the terror and horror it felt. I don't know what happened, but somehow the circle got broken. Next thing I know, the whole room goes dark. We can hear the mirror shattering, windows fly open, and something escapes into the night. When I turn the light on again, the door is open as well. Henry's gone. Mr. Samuel's hair has turned white. So we agree. He'll leave, pretending to have the book. So if anyone's watching us, if there's people who's been following us, hounding us is out there, he'll draw them away. And I'll slip out with the book all quiet like and find some place to hide it. I didn't want to carry it with me, so I dumped it the first place and gossiped. Well, that doesn't really matter, though, does it?
Right. Do you have a ladies' room, a powder room here, perhaps?
Well, I got an outhouse out back if you need to use the toilet. Just make sure you throw a little bark over here till it's done. But if you just need to freshen up, there's some water and a bassinet in the room to the back of the left.
We've been walking quite a bit, and I think us ladies need just a splash of water in our braces.
Certainly. I'll help yourself.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's really good, this wine.
Oh, well, my last case, let's open on an odd bottle. And he gets up.
I like the cut of your jib.
And come back, pops off some cork and pours your glass full again and fills it up as well. And the two of you goes back there to you see, one is a bedroom, one is a sort of a pantry you pass, and one is a sort of a probably guest room or something like that, and another bedroom, and there's a little bassinet and a little mug of water standing there. And
He's clearly out of his mind, Rebecca. We need to leave.
But what he's saying, it all matches up to what we've seen.
We haven't seen anything, Rebecca.
It doesn't matter if you believe it, but if they believe they were creating and summoning something, that is what they had drawn on that floor. And he talked about the mirror, and he talked about people trying to find them and chase them. It's all
clearly they lost their mind in a collective, suggestive. I don't know. They might have gotten poisoned. They might have burned something that messed with their sensory systems. I don't know. The man is bonkers. If he knows you have the book, our life is in danger. If Mr. Bishop is a bad man, he knows we're here.
Yes. That I agree.
On that note, both of you can roll idea.
int. Ooh, I have loads in it.
Oh my God. So that's
Actually, those
3
yeah.
successes almost.
I have 80 in int, and I rolled 60.
Okay. Well, you're talking about, and there's something struck you. Something about how he described Mr. Bishop. Something he called him.
Green eyes, the green-eyed devil,
Green-eyed bastard.
green-eyed bastard.
But you've met Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop does not have green eyes. He's got black eyes.
Is that the only thing?
Yeah, that's the thing that strikes you.
There's so much wrong in this situation. I'm feeling that
Tilda,
this.
what
we've been
color of eyes do you remember Mr. Bishop had?
dark, and I know where you're going. He said green-eyed bastard. I know someone is. We've been used.
Is
We're
someone
being used.
pretending to be Mr. Bishop?
Some.
It's
I
Mr.
think.
And
I
who
think-
is pretending to be Mr. Bishop?
Rebecca, we need to leave. We need to leave.
What do we do with Mr. Blaine?
He is a man of his own devices. If he wants to drink himself into a stupor here in a cabin in the woods, I'm fine with that. I'm concerned about you two. I think we should leave. If Mr. Bishop is the big nasty, he's gonna know we're here, and I think we need to leave. I think we need to leave. I think we need to leave.
Okay. Whatever you say, Matilda.
Well, back to the gentleman drinking red wine in the.
I'm making sure that this gentleman is drinking far more than me.
Wow, that's not too difficult. He's really stop putting away.
Pounding it. Mark, my dear, I seem to have a bit of a headache. You know, I'm troubled with. I think we need to make our way home. It's been a nice visit.
I think it's the time. I think I've had too many drinks.
I'll drive. Don't worry.
Oh, that is so sweet of you, dear.
But it's been a real pleasure, Mr. Blaine.
Mr. Blaine,
It's
it's
meeting
been
you.
riveting.
And it's good to see that you are safe and well hidden up here in the woods. I think that's smart.
I do have
Just
a
imagine
question,
Rebecca
though.
cutting those pages out of that lovely book. Imagine ripping them from its natural home, tearing them away, separating them from the whole that they should be. It's just wrong. It's just plain wrong.
No! Leave!
Mr. Blaine, I was wondering, maybe as a, I don't know, parting gift from you to us, maybe you want to be free of those pages. I can hide it for you. It would be my greatest honor.
These cursed, evil, wretched things. Ah! And he throws them on the floor. You should burn them.
Quickly pick
Go
them
ahead
up.
and burn them. Take them away. Take them far away from there. I rue the day I ever met Mr.
I will happily do you the favor, sir.
Bishop. This blasted book. And if you want my advice, get away from it when you can. Get away from it before it sinks its hooks into you, before it strips you of your soul and damns you to know which I know. And that is that ignorance truly is bliss.
That's what happened when you rip pages out of a good book. Yes.
And that's
sir.
why I'm so happy.
Thank you so much for your hospitality and yes, we need to go.
Dear
Waves.
sister, dear
He's
Tilda,
like,
to the other place.
I'm not happy. I'm
you
scared.
open the door and you storm out.
I'm
And,
scared.
as you storm out, I will have spot hidden from all of you.
My dear sister rolls a 44. I roll
44
a 60.
46.
So you two make it. You didn't. What did you?
I made it.
I made it.
You all made it.
I have 60. Roll a 60.
Okay.
We all made it.
You all made it. You run. You leave the cabin like okay, and you start walking towards the path again, and you suddenly notice something. You can see that there's several figures trying to hide in the woods on either side of the path.
I put the pages in my. I probably have
Pantyhose?
I probably have like stövlar.
Boots,
Boots, like rain boots.
Wellies.
Wellingtons. Yeah, you got some Wellingtons.
Wellingtons.
Yeah. So I stuff them in my sock in there.
I grab Rebecca and pull her towards me. I'm like, do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see the shadows?
I clearly show that I am carrying a shotgun.
We need to move.
Can I pick up a branch or something? Do I see a branch?
It's actually there's actually a little
Or lumber?
yeah, like wood chopping block standing there with an axe in it. Hand axe.
Axe!
I'll guess I'll take the wood. She'll have the axe.
Yeah. You pick up a log that's been split, and you pick up the axe. You show the shotgun, and a second later, a shot rings out. Misses all of you, but chips out of a part of the beam you're standing under on the porch.
Do I see where the muzzle flash comes from?
Yeah, it came from the left side of the path, from the side of a tree there.
Then I am returning fire with one shot.
I'll grab Rebecca and run to either right or left, the most away from gun. Woods, into the woods, go.
I roll a 7. That is a hit even at the extreme.
Yeah, it's not that far. I mean, it's my damage is some because of range, but it's not that far that the shotgun pellets won't reach it. You can hear a cry of pain and yelp as you see the figure been falling back into the underbrush. And as it does that, a couple of other shots rings out as well. Window, glass pane next to you gets shattered. The door frame behind you is hit. You see the ladies running to the left into the woods, escaping the gunfire. It's
I'm
clear
running
that
after the
people are
ladies.
shooting you, and you are armed, but clearly none of them are particularly proficient with firearms. They're mostly firing blind or just in general direction of where you're standing.
I'm running after the ladies.
You start running into the forest, into the other one. It's spring, so the leaves are coming out, but it's not. So it's starting to become green, but it's not enough to completely hide you. You can hear more gunfire hailing from behind you. You can hear bullets whistling after you, but clearly none of them is even close to hitting you. And you run, you catch a glimpse back, and you can see figures racing after you.
I fire another shot just to in a general direction.
It's a shotgun. It's pointing in general direction.
Yeah, and fire, clip it up, exchange the shells, back in, and run.
Yeah, you can hear you fire. You see some of them throwing themselves to the ground, taking cover. Clearly, because you already hit one of them, so it's clearly scared by your gun prowess. And you hear more gun, like a pistol shot rings out, a rifle shot rings out, but you can't even tell if they're shooting at you or just firing the guns. When you fire, you can see like 4 or 5 dark figures. They appear to be wearing either hoods or cowls or something like that. And you can't see their faces. They're all dark brown cloth. And you run into the forest.
We're
running wildly, or do you have a plan?
I'm trying to think, like, if we go that way, can we loop around down to the path?
Yeah, that's possible. Does anyone have any navigation or anything like that?
What is that the thing?
That's a skill, yes.
No, I have nothing in navigate.
Nope, 10%.
Okay. Well, then you can you can also try to use the difficulty half your idea to sort of get a general idea of the best way to run to sort of slingshot back to where cars pass.
That's int,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's it.
I roll a 99.
Oh, 36
He makes a perfect
out of
slingshot
40.
movement away from the car, heading deeper into the woods.
My dear sister rolls 87.
She follows suit.
I rolled
Probably
a
the right
36
way.
out of a 40.
Oh,
You're going the wrong way.
I'm screaming, you're going the wrong way!
but you're holding my hand, aren't you?
I'm pulling. Like,
Okay, she's pulling. She's trying to run the opposite way of you, so you're sort of anchoring.
Yeah.
he's luring them away. Rebecca, we just gotta go. He's luring them away.
He has the only gun.
Axe, go.
Okay. You hear something about the wrong way, and then you hear some more, and then when you look back, you can't see either women following you. You seem to be on your own.
Oh my god.
So then I'm hunkering down behind a tree or something, waiting for people to come after me.
Okay. You wait for a little while, and after a while, you can see a figure coming, carrying a rifle. He's like
aim.
looking. It's like he hasn't seen you, but he's like clearly looking for someone. He's walking cautiously.
Yeah, I take aim, and I wait for him to come closer.
Okay. Yeah, you wait and you take aim, and he's coming in within close range. You can get a bonus die, so you can roll an extra d10.
I don't need.
Okay, you don't need.
I don't need. I rolled a 1.
Whoa!
After suddenly you stop running. It's been a while since you heard gunfire. When suddenly a shotgun blast rings through the forest, and you stop up for a second to hear. But it's the only sound. No more. No gunfire and answering it.
We gotta go, Rebecca. Come on.
You hit him square in the chest, knocking straight down. He's like, he doesn't even know what hit him. He's dead. I mean, it's like 10 yards, and you hit him square in the chest. With
2 down, 3 to go.
Do we know though?
No.
No.
I open the shotgun and replace that one shell. Close it back again.
After a little while, you see someone coming. You notice the figure of falling further on, and he sort of drops down behind a tree. But where he's done it, you can still see part of him. It's like it's not completely hidden from you. You know, he's looking around, scanning for whoever shot his friend. Or let's see if he can find you. No, okay. Yeah, he clearly has identified where the shot came from, and he starts creeping towards the place. He's got a knife in hand. He's creeping away from you, sort of giving you a full view of his back. He's clearly mistaking that little piece of undergrowth. Okay. I don't think you have to roll.
45 out of
He
40.
jumped,
But I will use some of my luck.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, it's because you just more than you had.
Yes, it was. Luck is... How much luck do I have?
Starting luck is the same as... You should roll it. You should have rolled it when you started. If you didn't, you might have forgotten to do that. It hasn't noted. It's noted.
Yeah, or I might have forgotten to save.
I might have forgotten to say it. Then I'll have to double check exactly what you got to roll, how you roll luck. Okay. You roll luck by rolling 3d6 and multiplying it by 5.
$14 times 5 is 70. No.
That is correct.
Yes. I know math. So I spend 5 luck to get under 40.
Okay, yeah. You hit him. You hit him in the ass, you hit him in the side, and he screams out, and he like falls out, and he's lying there moaning and whimpering.
Reload.
He's trying to like crawl further away, but it's further away from you. But that's not really taking water. You feel the fire, but he's just crawling.
No.
He's clearly incapacitated.
I let him scream and crawl.
You can actually roll an ID as well, because now you're sitting down here, you're getting an overview where you are in relation to where you're running. And
Idea. I roll a 56.
and that means you made it, right?
Yeah, my ID is 70.
You clearly run deeper into the woods, so when you went left, you should have gone right.
Yeah.
So you're actually further away from the car than you were.
But there are no more coming after me.
Probably someone coming for that screaming at one point or another.
No, I run to the car so the women won't leave me alone in the woods.
So you hear another shotgun blast ringing out a little while after the first one, but again, no answering gunfire, and you keep running. You keep running. You can taste almost like the blood taste in your mouth. You're dirty. You fall over a couple of times. Like you're frantically make sure that the book is not hurt and it's safe, and suddenly you just emerge into the woods at the edge of the parking lot, or the lot where you left the car.
Oh,
You can see
great.
that there's a old flatbed truck parked there now as well. And there's no sign of the old man who was there.
I just run for the car. Come on, Rebecca.
Do they have keys for cars at that time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Yep.
We don't have it.
Exactly.
I don't know. Mark, I see Mark brings them with him and then just leave them on the.
Yeah.
You get to the car and you realize you don't have the keys for the car.
I like let's hide behind the car. Okay, let's just hide behind.
Can you check the glove compartment? Maybe it has a spare one.
Spare.
And suddenly you see a face appear over the hood of the truck. You can only see the eyes because the face is covered with a scarf and it's a coal pulled over its head.
I hold up my piece of wood.
I got an axe. I'm like, I will hurt you if you get any closer.
He pulls out a knife and he starts walking, circling you.
Rebecca, run.
I'm not leaving you.
Rebecca, run.
I'm not leaving you.
I push her back. I'm walking, but like, Rebecca, just fucking run.
Two is better against one.
We want it.
What do you want? You cannot have her.
He's coming towards you.
Me or Matilda?
Matilda is focusing on Matilda, the one with the axe. He doesn't seem to be too threatened by your log.
What is it that you want? What is it that you want? Leave us alone, scoundrel.
The book. We want the book. We've wanted it for a long time.
Rebecca,
Who are you?
Book. Rebecca, give the man the book.
We don't have the book, Matilda.
Rebecca.
And he seems to lose interest in Matilda, and he starts walking towards Rebecca.
Oh, she jumps. Like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You back off for a minute, sir.
You don't have to be hurt.
We had the book when we came here, but we don't have it anymore. We gave it to Franklin. It's up in the cabin.
Yeah. Well,
Rebecca.
wait here, because I will be ours soon.
He believes
At which
that?
point, Mark, you come stumbling into the woods, and you see about 40 meters in front of you. You can see a figure holding a knife, brandishing a knife towards the ladies.
I'm like,
Sir, drop that knife immediately. I have a gun pointed at your head.
He turns around.
And I have a gun pointed at his head.
what is he doing?
And he points at you and he starts talking, and suddenly the air is filled with a shotgun blast. The figure is knocked to the ground.
Shoot the man!
you see the old man you met here earlier comes walking towards him with a shotgun, single-barreled shotgun. He opens it up. No, I'm not particularly well. I might just be a stupid hick, but where I'm from around here, you don't go brandishing knives at women and threaten them, sir. Damn bloody cultists! And he closes the shotgun again.
I do appreciate it, sir.
I like the cut of your jib, good sir.
Well, thank you. Well, I mean,
Get in the car, Mark.
I
he
toss
puts
the,
the shotgun on his
toss the
shoulder
key
and
to the
walks
woman.
back towards his hut.
We're out of here. I'm like,
You start with the car and you start driving and you just peel off.
Matilda, I don't know much, but I'm pretty sure an old book with this many pages is going to take a knife straight on. I felt safe.
Rebecca,
Rebecca,
dear,
it's a thing.
You're
It's
How
crazy.
fast are you driving, Mark?
thing.
Come again?
I'm driving.
How fast are you driving, Mark?
No, it's Tilda driving.
Tilda driving. How fast is Tilda driving?
Sensibly but fast.
Okay, so no need to make a roll then. Like you're not like hightailing it. You're just
No.
keeping it.
Well, but it is a sports car, so it will make at least 50 miles an hour, even more maybe.
Yeah, but she's not pushing it to the full extent,
No.
especially not on the east road because this is not superb road material.
No,
Anyway,
it
it's kind of
definitely
faster than a flatback truck.
definitely goes faster than a flatbed truck.
Yeah.
But who was those people? Do you think they were probably the same that they got into their apartments that tried to rob them and find the book? But who hired them? That's all I want to know.
Do you know what I'm doing right now? I'm driving directly back to Boston. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
But what
This
about all our
place-
stuff in the...
It can go to hell in a handbasket. This Arkham, yeah, it's just a bit too bananas and bonkers for my liking.
I support your choice.
Tally ho.
Strangely,
We're off.
I do
Fastest
too.
route.
I'm just very
Come on.
happy about the pages I have in my boot.
And Rebecca, we're gonna talk about that book.
Sure, of course we are.
I don't
Okay.
think we've seen the last of them.
I do
Neither do
hope
I.
so. I do hope so.
Well, you got a long drive back to Arkham, back to Boston,
Oh, Boston!
proving that caution sometimes is the better part of valor. The drive back is much more fearful, Rebecca, than the drive to Arkham. Sure, you were scared from by your brother's high speeds, your friend Matilda's taking the wheel and driving, but it's another kind of dread that haunts you now. It's the fear that something might be coming after you, that there's something in the dark out there.
I'll keep like looking, like in the mirror and behind.
Yeah. Well, you're on the edge all the way back to Boston, but you make it safely and sound. And what you go to your one of your places, or what you go home to Matilda?
Oh, I don't know if it's late in the day. I'm like, I need a
Oh
bath.
yes, it's late. It's starting to get dark by the time you get back.
Yeah,
to
I'm like, I drive them to their abode.
Yeah.
And then
think
I'm
we
like, I'm
I think we stay at Rebecca's place.
is
There's
that
booze there.
natural though?
After an experience like this, I
Oh,
don't know.
all right then. Sure.
Even I'm not staying alone.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that.
Okay. Yeah.
She's kind of out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Like, well, we're fine.
And we're actually staying in my father's kind of place where I also live. which is probably above that bookshop.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the same
you know
thing,
what?
so-
You know, I'm gonna be like, this is very paranoid. We're miles away from Arkham. I think I'm safe in my own bed. I have a butler.
You sure? I
Perfectly sure.
would feel safer if you were here, Matilda.
Based on what? My
I don't
idea.
I have a feeling. I can't shake it. It felt. I don't
And
know.
you
I
don't
don't
have
know
me with a shotgun.
if all of those men that were
And why would they?
okay, no, go to your own place, Matilda. We can catch up in the morning. That's
Please,
okay.
I need a minute. I need to soak. I need to sleep. I need to have a maid clean something. I don't know. Normal.
You need me to stay, Bex? I'm perfectly happy to stay.
Yes,
that
I would
would-
actually like so. Well, you can take Father's bedroom. It's no one is there.
I will. Thank you.
Sure, he wouldn't mind.
And do take the car, Tilda. I'll come pick it up in the morning.
I will drop it off in the morning.
Well,
Good night,
until then,
rest.
Yep. Well, you say goodnight. You have a good night rest. Despite being afraid in the nerves and being well, you can still feel the adrenaline pumping through your veins as you try to go to sleep from being chased by men in wood. And well, is it the first time Marcus shot a person, perhaps, or
definitely.
yeah? So you keep seeing that image over and over again. But dawn comes and you're all still safe and alive. A couple of days pass. Not much happens. Rebecca spends a lot of time studying the Necronomicon, but reading and going over the pages of the book. And you don't know what your other two do, but Mark spend the days helping her, or do you spend your days as you normally do, gallivanting about town?
I think it's a bit more gallivanting than usual to numb the nerves.
And Matilda?
It's very inspired to write about the deep dark pasts of Boston's witch trial period.
Well, you start writing, and you really find inspiration. Yes, the words just keep flying onto the page. It's a pure breeze and a great joy to write again. You feel this is something more. This is potentially so much more than a Tomb of Anubis. This is something you're really going to be proud of. Well, one evening, yeah. When one evening, about a month later, your telephone rings, Matilda.
I'll get my butler to answer because I don't answer.
Yeah. There's a gentleman on the line. He wants to speak to you. He didn't give any name.
Oh, peculiar. All right. I get up and go to the telephone.
Yeah. You pick up the telephone. Ah, Miss Winchester. I hope you're busy writing. I do look forward to reading your next book. I'm sure it's going to be a splendid read. You clearly recognize the voice as one, Mr. Bishop.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call to make sure that you send me a copy as soon as it's done.
Well, if you're interested in supporting of the arts, of course. I have your address.
I do love the arts. I surely do. Well, I just wanted to say that and thank you, and to give my regards to Mr. Davenport and Rebecca when you see her again. And please ask her how the studies are going. I do hope they're proving illuminating. And the phone hangs up.
Curious.
The telephone rings, Matilda. Rebecca, as you're hunched over the Necronomicon, you've barely been able to pull yourself away. it's been consuming you, and you're spending every day of the last month poring over it, deciphering its clues, its mystery, trying to make an understanding of it. It's particularly reading about the missing pages of ritual and connections to this mysterious figure known as Nyarlathotep. And you're sort of making headways and understanding that it seems to be some sort of written about as some sort of entity, some sort of god who is a messenger to some other mysterious deities, roams out there in the blankness of darkness of space within the stars. And apparently it seems that this Nyarlathotep figure is the messenger, the soul, and he has 1,000 different faces and forms. One is described as the bloody tongue, an enormous monster with clawed punches and a single long blood-red tentacle in place of a face. It's also noted as some sort of haunting dark figure, black-winged, trial-lobed red eye. And you also come over some references to another form he's supposed to be taking, as that of a black pharaoh of the ancient kingdom of Egypt. And as you're reading this, your telephone rings.
I'm guessing I'm reading in my studies, so the phone's probably right next to me.
Yeah.
Like still. Yes, it's Devonport Rare Books and Antiques. Is Miss Devonport speaking?
So good to speak to you again, Miss Devonport. You recognize the voice instantly. Is that of, well, is it really Bishop or isn't it? I hope you've been spending your time productively this last month. And I hope, and I truly mean this, that you're making headway of deciphering that wonderful, wonderful book. Yes, the one you're having in front of you right now.
Mr. Bishop, or do you go by some other name, maybe?
Oh, I go by many names, my dear. All I wanted to do is make sure that you truly, truly commit yourself to reading it. It is really a one-of-a-kind book. Try to unlock its secrets, will you? Delve deep into it. Open your mind to what it holds. I'm sure you'll find it infinitely fascinating. And who knows, you might even uncover some information of what happened to your dear father. Oh, but look at the time. I really must be going. Bye. And it doesn't really go click. It just like something like the ringtone. There's a
Hello? Damn it!
and you can go ahead and roll a sanity roll as well. You've been studying the book for so long now that yeah. And remember to use your current sanity and not your
Oh, so it goes away from the subtract
Yeah,
from that number? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So 51 is what I have.
You have 51.
Yeah.
And I roll a 60.
Ah, splendid.
No.
Bye-bye.
You can hear your sister talking on the telephone, Mark, from the study. She's been spending every day, almost all day, poring over the Necronomicon, trying to unlock and decipher its meanings. And suddenly, you hear a different sound.
Different sound? The sound of what?
One second while the GM evilly looks up. And Well, first of all, you can go ahead and add +5% to Cthulhu Mythos, Mariana, on your character.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that's going to help me.
And you
not.
can roll 2d10 for me, please, Mark.
So, sorry, plus what? 5?
17.
Yeah, +5.
9 and 8.
You hear a shriek coming from the study. It's clearly Rebecca's voice, but it sounds high-pitched and feverishly.
I run in.
You're running. You can see that she's clutching the book on her arms as she's pulled up into a corner, pressing herself as deep into the corner as she can. You can see the telephone has been thrown clear across the room. It's lying hook off, lying extension cord ripped from the wall, and she's just screaming intermittently and just like,
Bex, give me the book.
It's my book. It's not yours. You don't understand it.
and
Give me the book.
you know that in there is the truth of the universe.
You
Keys
are
unlocking the mysteries of the cosmos. You know that what you know will never be able to be taken away. And that for the rest of your days, you will be cursed with the knowledge that the gods, outer gods, are real. That somewhere deep into space, Azathoth, the demon god, lives. And here on earth, from time to time, his heart, soul, and messenger, Nyarlathotep, rose, seeking humans to torment and turn mad. And that's the end of our story.
Yay! I didn't go crazy!
I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh,
I didn't,
Would you
sir.
like-
I didn't go crazy.
I think my luck in these kind of our role-playing sessions, it's just the worst.
Hey, you made perfectly many great roles.
Okay, in this campaign, I'm going insane. In the other campaign, I don't die, but I'll be tortured until I have to die for
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6 years.
Well-
Whatever is the vampire campaign going to do to me? That's what I'm wondering. Fuck, maybe I
Well, we
need to...
hope you've enjoyed this little short Call of Cthulhu tale. It's been predominantly inspired by the Lovecraft story Dreams of the Witch House, which some of you might have recognized. And, well, please like and follow us for upcoming events.
Yes.
As we have been teasing, we will soon return, this time with Vampire.
Next
Um,
year.
2 weeks.
And who
Just
knows?
after New Year's.
Yep. So tune in to see in what horrible ways poor Mariana's character will be tormented and abused.
It's in many beautiful, delicious, chunky ways.
There will be blood. There will be love. There will be rhetoric.
Definitely.
Most
In any
definitely.
consecutive manner you might like them. Well, thank you all, and thank my players.
Merry
Hope you're
Christmas,
Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year.
Merry Christmas, yes.
Bye.
Signing out.
Bye.